Hello, 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 and welcome to the Drag Race RHAPup here on reality TV RHAPups. I'm your host, Liana Boraas, and we're back. We're here, and we are going to talk about episodes 1 and episodes 2 from Drag Race All-Star Season 6. Now, before we get into everything, let me introduce our fabulous panel. A woman who is sure to be moving, but is always here to break down her thoughts on Drag Race. It is Beth Dixon. Beth, how are you?
I'm stressed. No, yeah. I'm really good. As you all can see, if you're watching the video version, I have clothes, I have boxes, I have things all over the place. Please disregard. Although it is a very good representation of my thoughts for the first 2 episodes of All Star 6. Kind of all over the place. I have a lot of things to say, and I have a lot of things to pack. Unpack? Unpack.
Untucked. Okay, great. And a man who, oh my gosh, I'm amazed they let him out of sequester of Big Brother 23 in order to join the podcast. It is Aman Adwin. Aman,
we have no idea how many production assistants I had to bribe to get out of here to talk about Drag Race. I can't even imagine that I was able to watch it. The only reason I was able to even watch it in sequester is because it was on Paramount Plus, and so is Big Brother. So
that crossover. A cross promotion. Yes. Okay.
So excited. This was I like watched both episodes twice. I've been so enamored with this cast, and I feel like this has been a wonderful opening. So I'm excited to talk about everything today.
Yes, amazing.
I have a quick question. Is this the sneak peek of the diary room? Did they do it after your streaming setup?
Yeah, this is definitely it. Like this is all green screen behind me.
They did their motherfucking research this year. Whoa! Good job, Big Brother.
Yes.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we have to talk about this. The idea that Big Brother is a Big Brother. Oh my god.
Welcome to the Drag Race Big Brother crossover.
I can't. Drag Race on Paramount Plus. Because Aman, you alluded to it like, oh, it's now or it's on Paramount Plus. I watched this episode twice. Like, did you like the fact that it was on the streaming service versus being aired on TV?
I do sort of like that because I am one. Well, now that I'm like kind of coming up in the world, I got myself a big boy job. I can actually afford to contribute to cable. I could actually get VH1 now, but before then I wasn't really cabling like that. So it is kind of nice that it's sort of more accessible. I do understand the critique that a lot of people have that, there's lots of gay clubs that sort of relied on the foot traffic of Drag Race fans coming in to watch the episode every week. And so I do sort of miss that. But I mean, that's still an option for people. So I do encourage people like, look, if you have a local gay bar somewhere and they're going to stream the episode, then just wait. Don't watch it at 3 a.m. and just wait till tonight. Go out on Thursday, have a couple drinks, meet a couple of local queens, watch the show. It's always a good time. 100%. So,
100%. And I also just have a request. I tweeted about this. Please, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, don't tweet me spoilers of the episode. I also have a job and I can't watch it till it's over, like the workday's over. So that's the one hurdle about this where I'm like, oh, I really can't open up Twitter or I can't really look at, all these other things because people are going to be spoiling it, which is within their right. I mean, that is what happens when you have shows like this that are on streaming rather than at a set time. But it is one of those things where I was like, oh, this was a good lesson for me to learn the first time around here.
Yeah, but for me, it wasn't just Twitter. It was like news articles, anything.
Yes!
Google curates your feed. And so Drag Race stuff always pops up. It's like, no. I don't want to know. I have to watch it. Because look, I'm not going to wake up at 3 a.m. to watch the episode. And I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and he was saying well, they probably don't release it at 8 because that would crash their servers or it would cost a lot of money. So they actually want to release it when people might not be watching, and then they trickle throughout the day. That was his theory. I don't know. The only thing I know
is shenanigans.
You don't think so?
No, Game of Thrones was released at one time every week on streaming services and on their channel, and that didn't crash.
I don't know.
I think it's
Plus,
pretty.
though.
I feel like it's pretty par of the course actually. Disney Plus does the same thing where they release a couple of shows weekly, and it's always midnight Western and 3 a.m. for us here. So I think it's they're just following suit with other streaming platforms. I I kind of feel bad because I promised to watch. Here I am advocating for people to wait and watch the episode on a Thursday night. My ass definitely woke up at 3:45.
You know, I'm
a true fan.
My body just knew. I was like, Aman, you need to go to sleep because if you do this, you're gonna be tired at work the next day. And I still woke up and I was like, well, I'm awake, so
I might as well.
I might as well. But I stopped after the first episode because I was planning on going over with friends to watch it. And so I was like, I don't want to be completely spoiled. But yeah, I did watch the first episode. So if y'all are watching this now, sorry, I
lied. Whoops. For me, I when I clicked on Paramount Plus, I clicked on All Stars, and the first episode started playing, and it was Pandora, and Pandora was and I was like, wait, this is All Stars 1. But it took me so long to realize it because I thought they were just intersplicing footage from All Stars 1 because she's back, and it was Pandora Box and she was there. It took me way too long to figure it out. So
Drag Race Pandora Box only on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
I did the same thing where I started watching it and it was like that old RuPaul's Drag Race song, and I was like, did they go back to doing this? And then they were like, the best woman win. And I was like, ooh, interesting choice to switch back to woman, especially when they have 2 trans women on this time. And like, there's been controversy. And then I was like, wait a damn minute here. This is definitely All Stars 1. So
okay,
yeah,
I'm not the only one.
No, you're definitely not the only one. My friend also did it last night when I went over to watch it for a second time at his house. And I was like, this is All Stars 1. I caught it ahead.
Also, quick request to whoever's running Paramount Plus. I don't know if this message will reach anybody over there, but if it does, don't put queens as the thumbnail for the next episode. I mean, it was probably easy to tell that Ginger was not going to go anywhere, but still, like, it's a spoiler when we can see that she's clearly in episode 2. Like, so please don't do that in the future. Please don't do that.
Yeah, super annoying. Okay. That's enough about Paramount Plus. Let's actually get into these episodes. So episode 1, we have the All-Star Variety Extravaganza, which we've done for pretty much all the All-Stars after All-Stars 1, the aforementioned All-Stars 1. But this episode, the pacing felt super fast. That's one of the cons of having so many queens is that, look, we got to jump through. If we're going to get the entrance lines, the Miss Piggy as the cameo, the reading challenge and the talent show and the judging and the lip sync and all of that has to be crammed into the episode, and just it makes it feel so fast, Beth.
It really was. But I'm gonna be honest, I kind of liked it. It's like, let's not stick around and I felt like season 13 really suffered, not only because it was like 13 years long, but because the episodes were 13 years long as well. And a lot of that was with things that really didn't matter. Like they just kind of threw in a whole bunch of just crap into the episodes to make them fit that hour and a half. And here, it makes sense. You have a lot of queens. There's a lot of excitement. Give us the highlights. And then let's use Untucked to supplement that. Cause that's kind of what the chemistry was before a few seasons ago. And it kind of worked much better. So I'm happy that we're returning to that format here.
Yeah, I think so too. And the intro lines, for example, we actually saw some of those with the previews. So we had already, kind of seen Jan's back again, which is, I think,
love that so much. I rewatch it so many times. It's so simple, but I don't know. It just does it for me. I just love that.
Yeah, so it's clever. It's funny. Obsessed. So obsessed. Were there any other intro lines that you guys vibed with?
I loved Trinity K. Bonet's y'all know they didn't fucked up, right? I'm back finally. It's about to be some shit. I love that. I also love that they really sort of played into because production, edited it this way. I love the fact that they really hyped up the fact that, oh my God, Eureka's actually here. You know what I mean? Just the editing, the laugh that she has beforehand. Everybody looking over who is it? Who is it? And it's Eureka, you found it. They're really just hyping this up.
Again, and again.
And again.
I also loved, I loved Yara with the, I hope you like a doggy style.
Yes,
that was ridiculous. I loved both Sonique and Jiggly's, because it's, Jiggly saying the best woman win again. Kind of a throwback here. And then Sonique doing it the same way, saying, ooh, girl, you got female. which was a nice way to kind of reclaim the line, even though it used to be she-male, like changing it. Like, I love all of that. Like these kind of things that were, transphobic in the past that they're taking ownership and reclaiming. Love that. And I will always love Silky taking a full glass of milk.
Yes, of course. How could we forget? Quick editing note, if you guys go back and watch the episode, I think it's during Sonique's entrance, because you know that they have someone filming the side view so you can see their shoes as they walk in. If you look at Sonique's entrance when they do the wide shot, you can see the person with the camera like try to hide behind the behind his set piece. I was like, gotcha, bitch.
I love that you've watched it so many times that you're like, Easter egg over here if you want. It's really funny.
Just a little editing note.
Love that. But yeah, so it was just nice to finally see all the queens together. We had talked about them in the preview, but here we are. And we have a very interesting, very strong cast, but we would be remiss if we did not mention the very first cameo of the season. That's right. Miss Piggy comes through on the video. Very odd. I guess to help with the mini challenge, the reading challenge. But like, I guess Miss Piggy is sort of sassy like that. I don't know. It seemed like a kind of an odd choice.
Yeah, I thought that she was going to end up on the judging panel, but when then she didn't end up on the judging panel, I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. And at first I was like, is it this like a Paramount Plus thing? But then I was like, no, Disney has the rights to the Muppets. So why did Disney okay? But I mean, I'm not mad about it. I'm just like, it did certainly make me raise my eyebrows a little bit. I was like, okay, all right.
I don't know. The Muppets are on the move because Kermit the Frog, spoiler alert, was on The Masked Singer. So,
oh, really? Oh, I guess they're just out here.
Legit Muppet was in another costume. It was ridiculous, and I lost my shit at it, but it's fine. Here we are. So yeah, I mean, that brings us in to the reading challenge. Although, actually, you know what? Let me backtrack one sec, because we do have to talk about the whole teasing of the format of the season. So Ru teases it here, and then the queens talk about it a little bit later. But we're back with each queen, or each week you will vote for the bottom queen that you think deserves the chop. But RuPaul adds that this season of All Stars, there is going to be a game within a game, a masterclass in survival. So I'm like, Survivor, obviously. We're going to an island, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
But Beth, what do you think? What do you think this means?
I don't know. I think clearly the queens are getting some kind of chance to come back. So I feel like they're going to get sequestered somewhere else and then come back for a chance. So I don't know if it's going to be, I don't think it's going to just follow the same format where it'd been like, okay, here you go. We're going to pair you up with some, first of all, you can't pair up. There's 13 queens. Although I guess they did that in All Stars 2 when Adore had left and one person had to be the host of the comedy show. But I don't think it's going to be something where like they do a challenge. I feel like it's got to be something else. Like maybe the queens that have been voted off have to vote which one of them comes back in. Like maybe there's some kind of gaming aspect there, or the queens that are still left in there, like they have to vote for a queen and who's still in the game, I'm going to say. And then the eliminated queens have to vote for a queen and they have to lip sync, and whoever wins, like, I don't know, they choose someone to come back. I don't know. I feel like they're going to game it in some different way. Like it's not going to just be a challenge.
Yeah. I agree because of the wording of it all, because she's like, do you want to play? And I'm like, okay, that's certainly a lot different from things that they said in the past. It's always like RuPaul comes on the screen and is like, oh, it's not over yet, honey. And then laughs evilly and then cuts it black. But this time it's like, do you want to play? So I feel like, it's definitely going to be some sort of competition game style. I think it's probably more along what you said, Beth, where maybe there's a thing where the ones that are still in the competition vote somebody out, and then the queens that are eliminated vote somebody up, and then those two go head to head, and then we'll see who comes back. Or maybe it's some crazy kind of 6-way lip sync, and then maybe multiple people will get replaced. I don't know, but I'm here for it, whatever it is.
I mean, Serena, so when Serena gets eliminated, obviously RuPaul comes up, blah, 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 whatever. And Serena even says, it's not over, mama. The game within the game. The game within the games. I don't know. That's like a whole thing that they're making happen. So.
Yeah.
I also I know this is skipping to the very end of the episode. Is it me, or did Serena fully get clued in before that message came in? Because she was like, what? Mama Ru on the television? A game? whoa, like it was like so over the top fake. And I was like, girl, you were clearly told by the PAs, because you were also like, absolutely, when you look at Untucked, she was absolutely devastated. And then it's like 1 hour later, she skips on into the work. Like, clearly was told ahead of time, like, hey, you're going to have to.
He definitely said before the mini challenge, he was like, yeah, this is going to be a game within a game, but more on that later. And then never explains anything to them. So it had to come sooner or later. So yeah, I could definitely see that happening. Just one thing from RuPaul, like, I wish that he would have worded that, because he says each week you guys will vote on the bottom queen to get the chop. And I wish that he verbalized that differently, because I was thinking, oh my God, so they just get to vote whoever they want in the bottom. I wish that he would have said, like, I would choose the bottom, you guys vote who you want out. Because I was sitting here thinking, oh my God, like, wait, this is different from before, but it's not. I was just being stupid.
Yeah. Well, that's why, because it's like the specific wording of vote for the bottom queen, but the bottom queen is like a defined class that RuPaul defines. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just who you think is the worst. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, that's the part that stays the same, right? And we get to see that through both of the episodes, where there's going to be a lip sync assassin who's going to come in, face off against the winner of the challenge, and then depending on who wins that, it's either going to be the winner of the challenge who gets to eliminate the bottom queen, or collectively the group who voted the lip sync assassin would send that person home. So so we'll get to talk about that later. But the game within the game, that is the difference.
A game within a game.
Within a game. A masterclass in survival. Okay, Jeff Probst.
I was like, all right, just bring them out, bring out the torches, let's go.
Oh my God, is this going to be Edge of Extinction?
It's
are they gonna be like, we need fire tokens, except for they're gonna be like, you know, Shablam tokens or something like that, and then like they're sending like, here, I gave you an immunity wig, here you go. Like, I don't know.
Hey,
I mean, it might be, it very well might be. They're all being sequestered, so who knows. All right, let's talk about the reading challenge. So it's always fun to hear the reading challenge. I don't like it when it's the first week. I mean, I get it when they do it on All Stars, because theoretically the queens would all know each other, but I like when they have a chance to get to know each other and then do the reads, because some of them just end up being, generic. But I think there were some pretty good ones in here. Did anything stand out to either of you when it came to the reads?
There were some good ones in there. I really liked the I can't remember who said it though. The Davenport one. Saying, I know that you're going to continue the legacy of the Davenports here and leave without the crown, which was like, I mean, legit.
I forget who said that.
I want to say,
I think it was Raja said
Kylie or Raja. Yeah, it was early. Yeah, I thought that was good. I liked, Ginger. So Ginger obviously wins the reading challenge here.
I mean, hands down.
I think, I liked all of hers. So she just has, of course, the intro line of like, my cholesterol is higher than your standards these days, and talking to the queens that RuPaul invited. And then the Silky, she put her ass on backwards. That one I died at. It's so mean, but it was so funny.
It's so mean, but it's so funny. The one about like being shaped like a deep breath was funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Sonique's. You're shaped to Ginger. You're shaped like a deep breath.
Yeah. I feel like so many of them were sort of, and the editing did well in exemplifying this, but I felt like so many of them were more cutting than like funny. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm kind of shocked that they did it so early, because usually it's, sort of like a midway thing, or a little more than or less than midway. But I guess they just wanted to get as many people in as possible. It really makes me think, like, I wonder, because they all know it's coming. They know it's the first challenge, right? I wonder, like, when they're in sequester, or when they know that they're going to be on the show, and they get rumors about who else is going to be on there, do they just like come up with a bunch of like one-liners with their friends to like really just go at some of these queens that they've been wanting to like read for like the longest time?
So one of I think I heard that they're given a list of, here are all the potential queens that you might be on with. So they're given some kind of sense of like who they're going to be talking with. So I think that you're right. I think they sit there in their hotel and just kind of come up with reads for each person. Yeah. Yeah, like some of the All-Stars, it's been heavily rumored ahead of time, and they must hear that. Like, I know in All-Stars 3, like, they just knew who was going to be on the show because it had been so heavily rumored, and they were like Trixie was like, oh, Ben de la Creme also canceled her P-Town shows. Cool. Like, so clearly she's going to be there. So, I mean, it was I think that sometimes it's pretty obvious. I think it must have been harder this time around, given quarantine, for them to have like the rumors, because it's like nobody was doing gigs, so it's not like you like who canceled their gigs. You know what I mean? That's not really something they could really clean off of. So.
Well, and then you have to go on social media presence, but you can be on social media right up until, right? There's no like pre-canceling of the events or anything. So, but yeah, so, you know, we get some reads, some cutting reads. Like, what was the one? Pandora's read of Jan. Jan's so uptight, she doesn't need to tuck.
That was... I mean, to be fair, I thought that was good.
That was hilarious.
I like someone saying that her that Pandora's wig has osteoporosis.
Ginger,
Oh, okay, well, there you go. That's fine. And my other favorite moment, this was a read that wasn't supposed to be a read, but it was a good one, which is when Silky goes, "Y'all not gonna laugh," and Pandora goes, "Say something funny."
Oh my god!
I was there for that.
All right, so good start, and then we jump into the maxi challenge here, which is the variety extravaganza. You know, there's a little bit of discussion of Ginger and Jiggly talking about them being friends and how that plays into who's friends with who and the alliances and all that. But we've got pretty much 2 unanimous votes, so so far no alliance play really.
I was like, I guess that should have been, because I was shocked at the second elimination. I don't know why I should have been, because Ginger was clearly setting it up and foreshadowing, like, I'm not really trying to be in this little duo with her. And I was like, damn, like, she really cut her. I was just, Ginger's out for blood this season. I'm interested.
I think that Ginger must be haunted by season 7, and then also the Relaska talks of it all from All Stars 2. Like this idea that like it doesn't do well. And we also have this moment from her in the first Untucked where she talks about how many hate messages she got after season 7 and even after All Stars 2, like just people from around the world just being like, I hate you as a character on television. And just saying, I think that this is very clearly her internalizing, I'm trying to get out ahead of the hate this time. And I don't want to be the person who showed favoritism for someone who quote unquote didn't deserve to stay. And so I can absolutely see why she did that. And I can't imagine how hard it must have been to like cut one of your best friends out of a competition.
I mean, it's sort of like I voted out my mom. Like Laura Morat was already going home anyway, you know? So like Jiggly was gonna go home anyway.
Give her sympathy out.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, it's very much like that, and like, you know, the whole house is going this way, so I have to vote. I'm sorry, and she probably, if we're being honest, she probably had a chance to say like, look, I'm voting you out, and Jiggly was probably like, okay, it's fine, whatever.
That kind of happens essentially in the second Untucked. Just, you know, we actually, the second Untucked half of the time is seeing Jiggly just like actually having a breakdown away from the queens out in the parking lot, which is sad. But then you do see a conversation between Ginger and her where Ginger's like, this is a very tough situation for me. So I think she pretty much told her.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about the talent show. So what I have pulled up here for us on this day is both the entrance look, if we want to comment on it, mainly because I want to complain about how ugly Ginger's is, and from the talent show, and we can talk about the performances here. So let's go ahead and jump in with Jan. That's right, just Jan. So Aman, Jan did live singing for her talent. What did you think here?
Yes. Back again. I love both of these looks. It's very Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande, Rain on Me video. Both of them are. Clearly there's a theme here. The talent, yes, Jan can sing her face off, and quite honestly, I was shocked that she did not end up high, because I think out of all of the musical, whether you're rapping or you're lip syncing or whatever it is, singing, out of all of those performances, she definitely had the strongest vocally. So if we're going to talk about talent, and this is what this is, the talent show, right, RuPaul? Like talent, then she exemplified the most like technical talent in this particular brand of performance. So I think that she deserved to be high. Maybe she doesn't deserve to win because I think that someone else deserved to win, but she definitely should not have been safe. But that's what RuPaul's going to do to her this season. I can already tell. He's just here to call her safe all freaking season. And you know what? Like I said before, I was not really a Jan fan in season 12, but now you're going to make me one because y'all are doing her dirty. You are.
Both episodes, I think. I think Jan deserved to be in the top for both episodes.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
Poor Jan. And that's the thing too, is that, you know, we've had this with All Stars seasons in the past where there's so many lip sync to your own song. She sang it live.
And she sung it bomb.
And I honestly, you could have told me that was a recording. And I would have believed 100%. You. So, okay, you fulfilled 100%. The requirements of the challenge. You should be rewarded, therefore.
Maybe and on top of that, she had...
Go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. Like, on top of that, she, like, in my opinion, had the best song. Like, all the other songs were, like, meh. Like, just in terms of production, in terms of, like, I would listen to this song on Top 40 radio. Like, it was fun. It had, like, some musicality to it. Like, that was a great song. Like, I don't understand. Like, it was very pop star. I just don't understand how she's not in the top. I think that she's going to be a victim of just coming off of a season. Like, I think that she's the type of person, and I'm going to say this about Rosé as well. I'm going to always put them in the same pod. If Rosé comes back for All-Star 7, that will be a huge mistake for Rosé. She needs to come back for 8, for 9, something like that. And give some time in between to marinate.
8 and 9, what the hell? Whew.
I know, right? Because you know what's gonna happen. Like, it's not gonna this isn't like if we ever get to that point, like it will happen. But I think she's just a victim of if you get to the very end, which Jan didn't, we know that, but like Ginger did in season 7 and going to All Stars 2, there was no time for her to marinate, to grow an audience, to change, for RuPaul to be like, wow, I see you in such a different light or whatever. You're just going to come back and get the same exact treatment that you got like just the season before, essentially. So I feel like that's kind of what's going to happen with Jan here, even though she's, in my opinion, turning it.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, is that Jan was consistently overlooked in her season. And if there's nothing there to change, then she's just going to continue to be overlooked, which unfortunately is what I think is happening in these first 2 episodes. It's like incredibly disappointing. I was hoping that because the fan reaction was so strong to Jan, that would maybe help change her, perception of her. But so far, not really.
It just makes me wonder, like, because she opens up the song with like an "I'm safe" thing, and I wonder if like RuPaul is just like not really wanting to be in on the joke. Like, I wonder if he's just like, "Yeah, you were safe, and I'll make you safe again." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like he's being petulant right now. That's what it really feels like, because I don't really see any other. Like, you don't have to make. If you really didn't think that she should win, then don't give her the win. But to say that she's safe, it's just like, okay, it's a little fishy, not in a good way, not the good fishy.
No.
I will just say, I think that she just happens to be, this is what happens when you name yourself Jan. Like, everyone, it's going to be the Marsha of it all. Like, you, like, literally, you are Jan Brady. Unfortunate.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Which actually, by the way, did you all see that crossover between the Brady Bunch and drag queens and such? That special they're going to do?
Oh my gosh.
I'm shocked.
Where Sonique is actually going to be playing Jan. Bianca Del Rio is playing. What's the mom's name? What's the mom's name?
I don't know. But I know she's playing them up. And freaking, who else is in there?
Nina West is Alice.
Yes.
Candy Muse. Candy Muse is Cindy, and Shea Coulee is Marsha.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be amazing. But then they have like original. Oh wait, Ben de la Creme is Greg Brady. That is my favorite part in like boy drag.
That's solid casting.
Yeah, and then they have like the actual original cast members playing the father, Bobby, and the other brother, and then like 2 of the girls are playing like cousin Susie or something like that. So like new characters. It's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Okay. Well, let's keep going. Let's talk about Pandora Box here, who, starts the lip syncing to your own song trend here. But I actually quite liked, at least hers had the comedy element to it with the auto tune and then the silly string out of her boobies at the end. So I think that, Beth, was something that I appreciated and stood out to me in terms of the lip sync performances.
In my opinion, there was not a single lip sync performance that should have been in the top or the bottom. I just felt like, that's not true, Serena.
But in the top. None of them should have been in the top.
Should have been in the top for sure. I felt like she should have been safe. I every single one of my friends hated her thing when I watched it. They were all like, she's in the top, like, and I was just like, I can see why she's not gonna win this, but I also don't think she should be in the top either. But I don't think she should have been in the bottom. I felt like it was just like safe all the way around. But it's good to get a glimpse of who she is. We don't really see much of her in a confessional or talking with the other queens and such. So I'm hoping that we get to see a little bit more Pandora time. But yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I agree with you. I also don't think she necessarily should have been in the top. I think some other queens probably deserve to be
Jan?
there. But,
I literally would have switched her and Jan.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. But Aman, what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the comedy aspects of it all. I did like the silly string thing, and I'm starting to think like it feels like RuPaul is really just wanting. I mean, because it's whoever made him laugh. You know what I mean? It's like a Snatch game all over again. Like this is really funny to him. Of course, the last queen to go was extremely funny to him, and so I feel like whoever just entertained him the most. I felt like RuPaul just wanted to go to a good old fashioned drag show, and I feel like the technical talent was lost in him because it was just like I could go anywhere and see somebody sing, I guess, but like he just wanted to laugh, and so I guess Pandora sort of played to that, and it worked in her favor because she ended up in the top. I mean, I probably would have placed it safe as well because I mean, yeah, there's talent there, and she's performing still, and the song is hers, so there is a talent. But like I said, like I'm forced to compare all of the lip syncs together, and I don't know if this was like the most satisfying for me.
Mm-hmm. I think also when there's so many lip syncs, I don't know if this is I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but I kind of want to default and give credit to the people who are not doing that. Just because you were able to come up with something else. So Scarlett, for example, we'll talk about. I loved hers, like and that's the thing where it's a talent show, and so the definition of talent also can change depending on who you are. And the fact that she blew bubbles, like that's such a weird talent to learn, but really cool and really fun. And she was able to make it part with the look and all that. But anyway, so. Yeah. I mean, again, like I was entertained. If I was at a drag show, I'd love this. I'd be like, especially with the silly string. And so, I really can't say anything bad here. It's just that I felt like other queens fulfilled to me the talent, the way that I would define it, right? With Jan singing, for example, a little bit more clearly. But
I love her entrance look, though.
Oh, she looks fabulous. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. I am obsessed with her entrance look.
Everything.
The silhouette.
The only thing I would have changed is I would have had the slit at kind of like a triangle angle, not like a square top of the leg, because that kind of looks weird. It makes that's like a weird box out of an hourglass and like having the swooping. But other than that, love it. I think we need to revisit RuPaul in production. The idea of a talent show. Because I think what ends up happening is 2/3 of all of your talent shows are queens lip syncing because, spoiler alert, that is what they make their money doing is lip syncing. So at this point, either make it that it has to be something where they can't do their own song or whatever and really force them out of the box. Because tell me that wouldn't be messy. Tell me that someone was like, I had to learn how to play the clarinet in 3 weeks. Like, I mean, like
doing ventriloquism.
Yeah. I mean, like it's something ridiculous and it makes them really get out of their box. I understand, again, I said this last week for our little preview, like All Stars is a platform for them to like get things out. And this is their platform to be like, my single Gummy Bear by Ginger Minge is out now. Like, I understand that.
Out. Yeah.
Like every single one of them is like, and Pandora's like, ridiculous is like coming out. So I understand that, but I'm like, you're not going to get a true talent show. But if you don't want a true talent show, stop calling it that.
Well, it's not. Wait, what's official?
I guess they did. Yeah, they did call it like a variety extravaganza.
Okay.
A variety of lip syncs.
But exactly. It is not a variety show. It is 2/3 of people doing almost the same exact bullshit. And then just like a couple other people who decided to do something different. And we haven't even seen people get rewarded for doing something different in the past either. Like Manila did like the whole painting thing. And they were like,
upside down. That was so
it was
cool.
Upside down. Yeah. No praise. Like, no. I mean, like there's stuff like that. Like, it drives me crazy. I'm like, stop calling it a variety show. Stop calling it a talent show and call it what it is. Like 2/3 of you will do lip syncing stuff.
Yep.
And what?
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean, look, that's RuPaul gonna RuPaul. And I think it was like the leftover frustration from the judging of Drag Race Down Under, and just like I'm like so upset. And I'm reaching the point of apathy where I'm like, whatever, I don't care anymore.
Oh, I'm totally at that place. I truly have said this for how many seasons now. I don't think RuPaul is with it, and I don't think that RuPaul should be able to judge queens when RuPaul doesn't even do drag anymore.
No.
Honestly.
No. We can't all have a team, okay?
No.
Let's talk about Jiggly Caliente. So again, lip syncing to her own song. She looks fabulous here.
She looks fabulous.
She looks absolutely fabulous. I was actually surprised that she was not in the bottom. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
I don't know if it was the editing that did her favors on, or kind of what the deal was. Everybody seemed to respond favorably, but I was at home being like,
It was lackluster, honey. It just wasn't giving. It was very like the dancing was not good. I couldn't even really tell you what the song was even about. I mean, I love me some Jiggly Caliente, but this was not it for you. It wasn't. So yeah, I would have definitely put her closer to the bottom. I don't know why Silky was in the bottom ahead of her. That's kind of crazy to me. Because at least Silky actually was playing piano and singing at the exact same time. Whereas, once again, we get into the lip sync here from a song that's just not particularly memorable. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and to me, Beth, the dancing also wasn't like great. It was awkward and a little clunky, and
yeah, it looked like she was doing it as she went. Like it looked like she was not.
It wasn't a rehearsed routine. It was like, what if I did this move now? Like it was just like
yeah, it felt like before she could even finish one thought in a dance move, she went to the next. It felt very. It just what no. Mm-mm.
This was 19-year-old Beth at a bar pretending like she could dance when she was a few drinks in, and like I'll tell you straight up now, 19-year-old Beth nor 32-year-old Beth can dance. like honestly, she gave me drunk white girl vibes. It dancing.
Oh man. Yeah. So
but I will say this though, her legs in all of these episodes, I've been like, right? I'm gonna say this as a woman who has always, regardless of whatever size I've been, always hated my legs. I love seeing someone who has a little bit more, curve and swerve for your nerve, show off these beautiful legs and be like, you don't have to have a certain look, and look at how cool and amazing and beautiful I am. Like, I love the energy and the confidence that she has now. A lot of that I do think is, she knows who she is now. Mm-hmm. And I love that, but I just wish it had translated in her performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Okay, next up is Sonique, and Sonique also does lip syncing to her own song.
Yep.
What did we think of this one, Aman?
It was fine. Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, it was sexy.
I mean, what do they want from us here? Like.
But, it's lip syncing to your own song.
Here's the thing. She said, I want to introduce people to who Sonique is. That song wasn't about her and who her journey was. And I didn't really get a lot out of like, when I think of Sonique, yes, like I think of this beautiful woman who has like an incredible body and sense of fashion. But where's the acrobat? Where's the person who like has all these other beautiful talents? Like I just don't think that she really introduced herself in the way that I think she was going to.
I felt like a lot of the song and a lot of the lyrics were, you don't know who I am, but now I'm here.
They're like, exactly. Tell us, who are you?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Okay. Like, oh, great. Let's get to the next step. How about you actually tell us something about you instead of just saying, you don't know who I am, but I've always been around and now I'm like here. Like, okay, great. We just didn't like break through to that next step.
You don't go up to somebody you've never met at a party and go, you don't know who I am. You don't know who I am. Let me tell, but I'm here now.
Yeah.
You don't know what you go.
And I'm going to tell you who I am.
You don't know who I am. My name is Beth and blah, blah, blah. Who are you? And then like you tell them who you are immediately. Like,
right. I mean, that was as far as she got. She said, you can call me Sonique, I think. Like, okay, good. Name, check.
Yeah.
We got as far as, hi, I'm so-and-so.
Right. She looks gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Entrance look is gorgeous.
Yep.
She's always gorgeous. It's not fair.
My friend JR goes, oh, she should be in the top. And I was like, why? And he goes, because she's so gorgeous.
I know, right?
Like, if being beautiful was the competition, she'd win hands down. That's not it.
No, and then Jiggly being like, she's the type of girl you want to throw burgers at.
I died. I love that.
That's great. All right. So, and Sonique is safe. So there we are. Yeah. Okay. Next up is Raja. And Raja here. This was one of the judging. It was like, yes, I get this. I understand why you're in the top because this was absolutely fabulous, Beth.
I am so happy with Raja so far this season. Like, I was someone who didn't particularly like her in season 11 because I didn't like her attitude. I did think that she was kind of bitchy. And a lot of that I could tell came from insecurities. I could also tell that she had a lot of talent that just wasn't coming across in the way that she wanted to present it. This confident, like, beautiful, like, I'm going to show you who I am. And like, she is turning it. She's turning it in every capacity of the competition. Talent, charisma, nerve, uniqueness. I'm going to all the way around. I love her. I love her. I'm obsessed with her this season. Like, she did it. And as soon as she started doing the dress thing, I was like, oh, Bianca Del Rio did that. And then of course, Michelle's like, Bianca Del Rio did it. But she didn't do it in a minute.
Right.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like super, super impressed. This was cool. I thought she should have won out of the people who were in the top. I thought that, like, in terms of talent and entertaining, she made it cute. Thank you, 30 seconds. Like, everything that she did. Loving Raja.
To me, I can't get over the fact that she did this in 60 seconds and Lala re-walked out in that bag thing. that was the biggest shock to me. This is talent. I was obsessed.
Listen, I have always been Team Raja. I am so like I was unsure about my first draft pick because I knew that I was going to love her from my heart, but I didn't know about her chances. But baby, she has been the narrator for both episodes. She has been all over the edit. This talent, like the fact, and I love what Ross said about like how you couldn't see the actual the purple part of the fabric until the very end, and that really made everything pop. The fact that like you could see everyone like on the edge of their seat, like really critically engaged in watching her, like, are you going to be able to do this in time? Like that to me, like, I don't know how she did not win this. Like, no one else's performance had people doing that. Like, that was, I was thinking that she was going to fail. I was like, oh no, you're going home. You're going home. Like, I chose you first, and you're about to bomb at this damn dressmaking thing but then she turned it out and walked out. And I know that the dress wasn't anything like, you know, that's going to be walking the runways of Milan and Paris. But damn, I can't do that. Can you do that? Can you sew a dress in less than a minute and have it look as good as that? Like,
I couldn't do this in 60 days, let alone 60 seconds.
And she sewed it and put it on. Okay, she did both in 60 seconds. All right,
the measurements were on point. Okay,
amazing.
The power that has, the intelligence that has. Okay, the clearness that has, the international implications that has. Like,
yeah, absolutely,
perfect.
Yeah, I loved this. I loved this. Okay, well, I mean, look, at least she ended up in the top. So with like, I feel like with the judging, at least, thank God, at least that she was in the top here.
She should have 2 challenge wins under her belt. I'm sorry about it.
She was robbed.
I know, right?
She was robbed.
Robbed. Oh, gorgeous.
She was robbed by huge knockers.
It's always the knockers. Akira is up next. Now we're back to lip syncing to your own song, as one does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's got a lot of confidence. Performance was fine.
Fun outfit.
Yeah, fun outfit. Some reveals.
Saying that she's not like a dancer, but like I feel like, I mean, she wasn't doing anything spectacular, but she has rhythm. Like I don't know why she insists on this narrative that she can't dance. Like yes, you can.
Yeah, she can dance. She can move. See, in the theater, as you're well aware, there are movers and there are dancers. She can move. But no, I really think that I think that she can do a lot more than I think she gives herself credit for. I will say this entrance look was probably my favorite one. Oof, I love this entrance look.
I mean, the color on her also looks gorgeous. The fact that the wig matches that look, also absolutely gorgeous.
It's just, oh, girl. She walked around that corner. She was the first one. I went, whoa. Sorry to everybody else. Like, imagine if Ginger had been the next one coming through that door. Like, I mean, I was like,
imagine if Ginger was the first person to walk through that door. You're like, oh my God, what the fuck is this season, man?
What is this clownery? I cannot. Oh God. All right. So yeah, all right. Good job.
She was fine. She was fine.
Good job.
Yeah. Safe.
Okay. Safe. Sufficiently safe. Oof. Okay. Trinity K. Bonet. This was uncomfortable. I would say, the pausing, the stumbling. Not always the best.
Raja, I'm sorry. So hard. Raja, the
Let me tell you, she sounded like fucking Foghorn Leghorn from Looney Tunes. Like, I say. Oh, the boy is very smart. Like, I was like, no, Trinity, you're gonna go home. I had such anxiety because I love Jasmine Masters. I am such a Jasmine Masters fan. And when I found out that Jasmine Masters was going to be on All Stars 4, I was through the moon. And of course, a bunch of the gays that were in my life who already know the spoilers or whatever were like giving me side eyes. Like, I don't think she's going to last that long. I'm like, no, you guys are wrong. The spoilers are wrong. She's going to be great. She's going to be amazing. And then she said she was doing comedy. I was like, yes, great. Because, bitch, you are the meme queen. Everybody's laughing at your videos. And then she completely bombed. And then when we had this foreshadowing with Trinity K. Bonet, and she was like, yeah, I know that people have done comedy in the past and they haven't done it, but I feel really good about it. I felt like that was the edit's way of telling us she's going to be good. Like, this is, they're setting her up to go surpass Jasmine, to surpass Derek Barry. And then she got up there and like, I was so defeated.
The thing I will say is that I felt like the actual jokes were good. Whereas with Jasmine Masters, the jokes were weird and uncomfortable. But like, it's her brand of humor. You know what I mean? It just like didn't necessarily translate onto Drag Race. Whereas I feel like Trinity here had good jokes. It was just the delivery. And when she got a little bit of momentum, it was good. But then she kind of stumbled again. And then it was like, oh God, no, not this again. The coordination of the lights with the crew, like that worked really well. So I felt like there were elements that she could have really succeeded if not for just the few things. And I almost kind of wanted to give her more credit for doing something outside of the box and not just lip singing your own song and kind of taking that risk, even though she did, fail at it. But of course, I think you have no choice but to put her in the bottom here.
Right. Yeah, they kind of their hands were tied at that point. But but I agree. Like she definitely did surpass Derek and Jasmine. Like both of them were just like it was just not hitting. But I was through the I was like, no, get to the next part because I know there's a punchline somewhere. I want to hear it. And just once she lost the momentum, it was just kind of like, all right, well, it's lost. But it's very challenging. Like even true comedians like Ginger Minj don't even dare do comedy. So it's really, really hard stuff to do. So I applaud her for taking the risk. Yeah. And it ultimately, worked out in her favor because she's still here. But man, in that moment, I was like, oh, bitch, she is going home after all this time. After all of this time of us waiting for her to be on the show, and she bombs in the first challenge. I was so sad.
I know. I was about to be so devastated.
Honestly, I think one of the things I also have an issue with her comedy was that it was so reliant on her comedy set from
from
like,
season 6. Yeah.
Yeah,
8
I
years
didn't
ago.
mind that. I didn't mind that because I felt like it was a nice through line to like reintroduce, and I think it's something that everybody would get, and it's relatable and it's easy. So I didn't mind that actually.
I have not liked anything yet where people have been like, remember when I was on and I had this iconic thing? Like, I hated Monet's sponge song. I hated Monique's cow song. Like, I mean,
Brown
like,
cow.
Cow's stunning. Like, all of this stuff that's just like a throwback to when they were on is like a cop out for the talent portion, in my opinion. I think that she could have done much better. But I think the fact that she stumbled, like, got her off her groove, and it would have been maybe stronger. I don't think it's fair for me to say a cop out. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I think that it's like, it came across because she was stumbling. Like, if you're going to do something where like you did really well and then do worse than it when you're supposed to be a more seasoned queen, like, that to me is like where like it's like, ugh, it comes across worse for her in that way, which is unfortunate.
I see. Yeah, like something that you were able to succeed at, and now you're failing out when you should be better.
Yeah, like and like it's the same theme of what you were talking about. Like, that to me is where I'm like, oh girl, no, you had 8 years to write this comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
But damn if she doesn't look good in both of these, though. I'm here for both these outfits.
I'm here for Aman doing the impression of Raja doing the impression of Trinity K. Bonet. That's currently my favorite thing in this moment.
I'm here for it.
Oh my God, it was so funny.
All right, let's keep moving along.
The next time she does a comedy routine, she needs to implement the
It's now part of the story. I'm sorry. It just Let's talk about Eureka here, lip syncing to her own song, but she has the added element of this projector thing on her dress, which I'm not going to lie. At first, when it was her face, I was terrified. But then once it moved away from that to the other things, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, this is cool. I like this.
Yeah, this is I believe Carrie Underwood did this at the 2013 Grammys. Mm-hmm. I remember watching that live and I was like, oh, I know where you got that from. I enjoyed this for the most part. I didn't know that Eureka was going to come out here and sing because back in season 10, there's this whole arc about how, she had a really rough experience with singing as a kid because her dad would like force her to sing and she didn't want to do it. And she just never really had the confidence to sing. So I was kind of surprised that she chose to do this. Was it live or what did she lip sync?
Do we know
that? Lip sync.
Lip sync? Okay.
But still, the fact that she recorded something, and like, I agree with that.
Yeah. I love the fact that this was a tribute to her mom, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Her mom passed away in 2019.
Right. So I think that's beautiful. I don't necessarily know if I would have. Did she end up high or was she safe?
She was
safe.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think that was appropriate because I don't necessarily know if this really exemplified anything for me. I think that it was a lovely tribute to her mom, and I don't want to poo-poo on her performance for her mom because of course, do what you're gonna do. But in terms of like bringing your talent to this competition, I don't necessarily know if I was moved in that way. So I think safe was appropriate. I do love her interest look though; it's beautiful.
I love both of these looks. I think she looks absolutely stunning and gorgeous in both of them. It's not lost on me that it's a little interesting that she's singing a song about coming together when she's like one of the biggest perpetuator of microaggressions and has been filmed saying the N-word and stuff like that, where I was just sitting here and I was like, I love that it's a tribute to your mom. I thought that it would be a song about your mom, and instead it was like, let's talk. It was like, we are the world.
Yeah, it was 100%
like, it was
the world. Yeah.
And I was like, interesting. I do applaud her for, singing when she to record a song when she's not comfortable doing that kind of thing, and getting over maybe a fear and anxiety of hers. I do applaud that. Maybe this was her way of trying to remedy some of the past pain that she's done. But to me, it came across as like, that's a little rich. to sing like that, as if like you've been a unifying presence and like this is your way. Like, no, if you had sang about I've made some past mistakes and I'm ready to grow, let's all grow together, okay, I would try to get that. But just this idea that's like, I'm sorry, Eureka, nobody's listening to you and saying like, oh yeah, you know what, Eureka's right, we should all grow together. Like, it's a little weird.
I think she relied heavily on the light show here. Which really isn't a talent of your own. It's someone else that's doing that design. So
I mean, that was kind of the thing, was like, once I realized at the end it was a dedication to her mom, then it kind of made sense a little bit more. But it did feel initially, the irony was not lost on me. It felt very sanctimonious of, don't you of all people come in here and tell me to come together. But I mean, I think it was gorgeous. I think it's just hard to separate the past actions of the performer from then what the message is here. So that was just the one thing that was kind of like preventing me from getting all the way there.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'm going to regret saying this.
Uh-oh.
I actually don't mind her on this season so far.
I don't mind her either.
No, that's what I said. From the moment she had that first confessional where it's like, I got them all-stars lips, I laughed and was like, fuck, I'm entertained by you. Stop it.
I mean, she has always had moments that were funny or something in the past, but it always came across as overbearing. And like, I mean, I am a Leo. I totally understand doing anything and everything to be the center of attention and like, oh, look at me, look at me. Like, I was that kid. I continue to be that kid a lot in my life. But for her, it would go to just such another level. It's like her and Silky actually both had like this, like, look at me, look at me, look at me. Like, I'm domineering. I'm the best person ever. Like, blah, blah. Like, they had like that kind of attitude. And I would say for both of them so far, it's not that they're humbled, it's that they're calmed down, and like I can actually like enjoy them. I'm like thoroughly, like, out of the 3 seasons Eureka has been on, this is the most I've enjoyed for her. It's 2 episodes in, we got a lot of show, so I might regret saying what I'm saying now, but I really like, I'm kind of enjoying watching her this season so far.
I mean, like I said in our little draft, I don't have any hate in my heart for Eureka. I think that she definitely has had some issues in the past. I mean, saying the N-word 3 times in a video is certainly not becoming at all. But I think that she is one of those people, from what I can see. I mean, I don't necessarily follow Eureka, so she could be out here wilding and I wouldn't even know. So if she is, I'm sure someone who's watching this, go ahead, send me some receipts because I wouldn't know. But from what I have seen, it seems like she's interested in moving forward and learning and being a better person. So I'll take her at her word for it. So look, Eureka being on this season, fine. Like I'm fine with it. Like, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right, let's keep moving and talk about Scarlett, who does a bubble burlesque performance where she blows a lot of different type of bubbles, especially that big old one at the end. I had a good time watching this, Beth.
I loved this routine. I thought this was fun. I don't know if I would have put it in the top. Like, I think safe was the right place for her. If she were to replace anybody, it would have been Yara. Because they had similar kind of things, but I felt like at the end of the day, it was about entertaining RuPaul, so I can understand why Yara goes on here. But I thought this was cute. I loved the little bubbles like play here, and then she does the reveal, and like it looks like
titties.
The bubble titties. I love this. I thought it was so cute. It was different. It was outside the box. I didn't leave going like, wow, but I guaranteed though, if that was something I went to a drag show and saw, I'd be throwing 20s at the stage because I would be like so into that because it's different, it's fun, it's creative. That's why you go to drag shows.
Yeah, I mean, I think like for me, it would have been the same reaction to her and Pandora. Like I put them similar in terms of, this is like, it's fun, creative. We've seen burlesque before. We've seen lip syncing to your own song before, but there's something added to it that just makes it really fun, campy, and enjoyable to watch. So I think she did quite well here.
Yeah, I think if she would have had like a stronger finish, she would have been in the top, because I feel like it was the bubble titty part was cool, and then the big ass like arc
Mm-hmm.
bubble was really cool. And then the last thing that she kind of did was just take the fans and create a bunch of bubbles. I feel like if she would have had like one more big sort of like finale finish, then it would have been a lot more impactful. But other than that,
I wish she had done a bubble butt.
Oh, that would have been a good idea.
Like literally, that is a phrase.
Bag with bubbles, like like that would have been really cool. But I think this was definitely different. I was interested. I was like engaged in it because it's like, oh, finally, no more lip syncing. You know what I mean? So by virtue of that, definitely a standout performance.
Yeah.
Wait, did either of you watch Game of Thrones?
Nah.
Parts of it.
Okay.
I fell
There's
off
a character.
Whatever.
There's a character called Loras Tyrell, and I'm convinced that Scarlett is Loras Tyrell in drag. Like, and if you agree with me at home and you were listening, comment, say something, tweet at me, and just let me know that I am right. Because again, I know I'm right here. Loras Tyrell in drag. Thank you.
Okay, I'll ask.
I'll go watch. I'll watch Game of Thrones and get back to you. And
give us some time, and we'll.
He doesn't show up for a couple seasons, so it might be a good watch. But.
Okay. Next up is Silky, Nutmeg, Ganache, who also has a talent here of playing the piano and singing live, and ends up in the bottom. This is the one that really shocked me because, and maybe I wasn't paying enough attention. Maybe I had too much wine at that point when I was watching. But I was shocked. I was like, wait, she's live. She's playing the piano and she's singing. Is that not talent? Question mark?
Totally talent. What's funny for me is I was watching this with a couple of friends, and I was watching with friends that I'd actually seen Silky live with because we went to one of those tours where Brooklyn and Evie and Silky were all on tour together. And Silky did like this midway performance where she came out and sang, oh my God, why am I forgetting the name of the song? Killing Me Softly by the Fugees. And I guess she was stalling for the next act. I think Brooklyn was next, and whatever was going on backstage, Brooklyn wasn't ready. And so literally she kept doing, she was like, all right, everybody clap your hands. We're going to do this one more time. And we kept singing the fucking chorus to Killing Me Softly. I bullshit you not. 13 times, strumming for pain with his finger. Keep going, yes! And so the minute that Silky was like, all right, everybody clap your hands, all of us were triggered. We were like, nope. We're not doing this today.
That's so funny.
No, I think that she did a good job. I mean, I think that she's definitely not like the best vocalist. No. But
or piano player.
Or piano player, but she held the tune. Like it sounded good, and I think that I'm surprised that she was low. Yeah, I think that she should have been safe, if anything.
I think she should have been safe. I hated this. I don't think she should have been low, but and I'm not going to try to take away from the fact that singing and playing an instrument is very hard. Like. Hard. I have a hard time doing it. There were multiple times where she would go like, this little light of mine, because she was like, where do my fingers go on the keyboard? And then like it's like a basic like doom 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 like bass part, and like I totally get that. Like believe me, I get it. I get it.
It was nice. A little riff in the beginning.
Yeah, the little riff. It was like I mean, but again, she's actually doing something that's like live and a talent and all that kind of stuff. So like that's why I completely agree with you what you said earlier, Aman. For that reason alone, she should be safe. But I agreed with the judges. You say you're going to take us to church. I didn't get taken to church. I got taken to a 10th grader's, like, you know, I'm learning piano for piano lab class, like recital. That's what I got taken to.
It wasn't that Ross was right. It was not a strong finish. Especially if you're going to be going like trying to hype them up, like, yeah, clap your hands. And then it was,
Even if you stopped, if she had stopped playing the piano and just have been like, my little lie, like, I mean, just like done something like that, I would have been like, yeah, okay, great, ham it up. Like, exactly. Like that's, I think that I think she just got too into like, I have to be doing both at the same time.
Yeah.
I feel like if she had just like traded off at the very end and just did either just singing or did some like like some kind of weird fun thing on the piano, like that would have been a stronger ending. I just felt like it just didn't go anywhere, and it did have 3 different tempos to it. So like, again, hard. I give her the props. That's why she's safe, but I was not entertained.
I mean, she took me to white Methodist church, okay? So, like, I was there. I was having a great time. Reminded me of growing up. So, of, like, no rhythm having white people trying to clap. It was perfect.
Yes. Okay. You say that. This did bring me to rural white people.
Yeah.
Presbyterian church.
Yeah.
Like
that is
somebody
exactly what
who
this
played
was.
piano in 4th grade is the organist.
Yep.
And it is like everyone sings, but it sounds like we're like a weird cult when we're singing. Like, yes, that's the energy this was. So 100%.
So I got it.
Oh my goodness. You guys seem to be very triggered by this performance.
It was
very specific memory unlocked.
Now I know why I didn't like it. Thank you, Liana.
Yeah.
Gosh.
That's
being
so funny.
named a youth deacon at the age of 8. What was this? Like now I just feel like I'm in therapy.
Oh my gosh.
Let's please move on from that. Let's talk about Serena Chacha, who
Oh man.
I don't even know. I'm honestly, Aman, I don't even know where to begin here.
Let's start at the beginning, shall we? Okay, so she was at the table with the wigs on it.
Yeah.
And she starts shaking the wig, and like some dust starts shooting up from the wig. And I'm thinking, oh, so this is going to be like some special effects. And then she walks away from said wig and then starts just dancing in front of the table. She does a cha-cha one time. She gives us one cha-cha, and then it ends. The end. That's why Serena Chacha went home. This was an atrocious ass performance. Why are you were trying to brand yourself as a wigstress, right? You're going to do a song about how you sell wigs. You were on the season with the wig reveal.
Exactly.
Maybe you had gone home at that point. She probably was gone by that point. That's fair.
She was second out. So yeah.
But you certainly saw it. You watched your season. Mm-hmm. You knew that was a gag. How dare you come back on this show and then you don't even have any wig reveals about a song and you being a wigstress? And you have wigs on the stage? That would have been the perfect thing for you to do. I don't understand why she didn't do it. You're a wigstress. Have on wigs.
Mm-hmm. Style the wigs. Something with the wigs. She just danced in front of the wigs and the wigs just sat there and did nothing.
Like, it would have been really interesting and cool if she was able to do something similar to what Raja did, which was, look at me style these wigs in X amount of time.
Yes, that's what actually I thought it was going to be. Yeah. When she first came out, we saw the wigs. I was like, oh, I know exactly what this is going to be. I was completely wrong.
The reason why I thought it was more entertaining than she was. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, and that's the point I'm going to get to, because that's a slap in the face to say, because look at how awful those wigs are. If that is what you were trying to say, girl, every one of those wigs is thirsty.
I like the offset Melanie Martinez wig in the back that like looks so bad.
It's so bad. I just sat back and I was like, I hope that you're going to style them for your talent, because if you're trying to show off wigs that you have made, this is not it. No wonder Akira was mad. Like, oh my gosh. Or I wish that she would have just stuck to just doing a cha-cha. Like, we have seen how powerful cultural performances can be during a variety show. I think of Gia Gunn. Like, I think of I think of Bibi Sahara Benet. Like, I think of people like this. Like, do a cha-cha. Do something that, you talk about representing Panama. Come on, do something that we wouldn't see normally, right? Your name is Serena Chacha. Do a cha-cha for more than... I like how RuPaul was generous and said you did it for 4 bars. Girl, she did it for not even 4 beats of 1 bar. Like, she went cha-cha and that was it. Like, this was so frustrating, because I think her looks are so much better than they were. And I really do think that she does have something to prove. She's beautiful, both in and out of drag. Like there's no denying this, but I'm just sitting back and I'm like, what are you doing? You're wasting this one opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Totally. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was just bad. And I'm glad that I didn't choose her because a piece of me
Sorry,
wanted to choose her
audience.
as the underdog. But yeah, clearly it was just not her day. Hopefully maybe she'll come back. Maybe she'll get another chance to come back.
Yeah.
And because I was really interested to see what else she could offer. And, maybe the talent just was not her shtick. Maybe there were other things that she would have been good at, but bad luck of the draw.
Yeah, here we are. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about Ginger. The entrance
her style is
so
on point.
This entrance look is just so ugly. I hate it so much. It's like baggy, and it's not. I get to that she's going for like the glamour toad realness thing, but it's just so poorly executed. I hate it so much, and I love Ginger to death, and I just hate this look.
I mean, she said it was. I think I read somewhere she said it was intentional, and she's trying to at week by week, she's going to show us better and better and better looks. Like she really wants to show us how she's going to evolve, and so hopefully, if she makes it to the finale, the last look that she has on is going to be some glamorous ass, setup. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, this is definitely an ugly look.
Life, right? Low expectations. So she's really just starting that strong, coming in here. And then, of course, her lip sync talent, again, lip syncing to her own song, as Beth talked about earlier, Gummy Bear.
I'll give her this, though. I think she had my favorite original song. I think I liked hers the best out of anybody's track.
I liked Jan's better than hers, but I did like Ginger's. I felt like they were the two that sticks in my head. I still hear Gummy Bear. Like I still have that. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna Gummy Bear.
RuPaul apparently knew the song already because he was singing along with her. I was like, okay, all right.
Well, okay, but also I think it was Carson or Ross was also fully lip syncing to. It was Ross was lip syncing to Pandora's. Like I can't dress, but I look okay, or something. I can't dance, but I look okay. Yeah. And then Ross is camping it up, like I can't dance now. And I was like, is this like a song?
Well, I think that's the benefit of when you have super repetitive lyrics, is that your audience can immediately pick it up, and sing along. So,
I love the RuPaul concentration face. I need to pretend like I know what my queens are doing. Like RuPaul's doing the Gummy Bear was this.
Oh my gosh!
Sorry, that's for the video people only.
Yeah.
I do think the second look is obviously it's hard to go lower than the first look. Mm-hmm. It's better. I like the tie to the song of Gummy Bear and such, but still is and I get that she's a camp queen, but at the same time, I'm still like, oh girl.
It was fine. It was safe.
It was fine. Yeah.
It was fine.
Safe.
Yeah.
I actually thought her live singing from the All Stars variety show in season 2 was better, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. We move. Let's talk about our last performer, and that's Yara, who ends up ultimately winning the challenge here. And it's all about them tickle bitties here. That's really what this performance is about. I don't know how else to describe it. It's all about them titties.
I've never, ever thought about punching one of my titties the way that she just went in on a breastplate. And I just sat there and I went, be gentle. I know it's a breastplate, but be gentle. Also, if anybody, I don't care what your gender is, but if any of y'all have breasts, it does not feel good when they're like, woo, going up and down, that kind of thing. So the comedy aspect of that, but I could not separate the oh girl, that would hurt so bad if those were real. If those were real and she was doing that, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, she's definitely winning because the pain, the internal bruising of it all. Oh my God.
I was obsessed with the way they moved.
I laughed. I thought it was entertaining. I did, but then there was a piece of me that was like, why am I laughing at this? They're literally just boobs flopping. Like, why is this so funny? I kept examining my own sense of humor. I was like, well, this shouldn't be this funny. And yet here I am laughing my ass off at this. But I honestly think that I honestly don't think that, like, look, I think what really confirmed that she really didn't deserve to win this for me was the fact that then she kept using them over and over again afterwards. It was like, okay, you are definitely, you are milking this, like, literally.
Pun intended.
So, pun intended. So that to me really cheapened it even more. So I really felt like Raja should have taken this. I understand that it was funny. I understand that like it definitely kind of catches you off guard. But at the end of the day, it was just another lip sync. And it's not like we haven't seen drag queens with breastplates on shaking them around. Like you literally had a mini challenge back in season 10 or no, season 11 where they literally had to have breastplates on and like whoever had like the jiggliest titties won. Like it's not anything new, you know what I mean? So I get that it was funny, but really, RuPaul, really? Like I don't know.
I think Yara is so absolutely ridiculous that you kind of can't help but laugh, regardless of what she's doing.
She's
right?
funny. She's very funny.
There's just something about her and the way that she carries herself. It's this weird confidence that I absolutely love. And it's just really entertaining. And I think that's why she's just so entertaining as a person. And this was funny. I mean, I think I could see this being in the top. I still think I agree with you guys. I think I would have given it to Raja here, the ultimate win, because just the pure talent, but also the entertainment factor of what Raja was able to do, I think was there. But it's like, I'm simple. It made me laugh. I want to touch her boobies. Like that's
she's
how
crazy.
I feel.
She is definitely, she's very loony. She is, like the way that you described her coming into the season, Liana, was spot on, because I really wasn't that familiar with her, but she is very, like I feel like she is like the crazy grandmother of Valentina, because Valentina has like a sort of similar sort of French vanilla fantasy. I feel like when Valentina gets older and senile, that's she's going to become Yara Sofia.
Yara has a manic energy about her that I love and appreciate when it comes to drag. Because I've never had the opportunity to see her live. I can only imagine how entertaining her shows are. At the end of the day, if you're just talking about pure entertainment, like it's Yara. Like you're going to give her like your money. You know what I mean? But in terms of a television show, I don't know. Like, I think, and we're going to get into it for episode 2. Like, I don't know. I'm worried about where she's going to be able to go on this show.
Yeah, it's quite a high bar that she's setting for herself. Like like it's where do you go from here? Is it just is every week just going to be your manic antics? You know what I mean? Like but if it's entertaining, then it could be entertaining. So we'll see what happens.
Is anybody who has won or been in the top for the talent show made it to the end and won? I don't think so.
Well, Ben de la Creme eliminated herself. So
right.
I don't know how that factors.
Aja was the other one for that one. She didn't go far. Tatiana and Roxy. Roxy makes it to the end but doesn't win. I don't remember.
I won season 5.
India.
Won last season.
India Farah.
Oh, right.
So like there's a part of me that's like, I don't think you want to win this one for superstition's sake. I think like it's good to be safe in the very beginning and like go from there.
Yeah.
Release a song, get it on iTunes.
Right.
Next time, give the queen a fucking $1.
Oh, I need a GIF of Ginger Minges.
Oh, I have it. I'll send it to you. I downloaded it. I saw it on the internet and I was like, I need this for multiple purposes. So
I want to send that to donors at the end of the calendar year to be like, it'd be so funny.
The expression
I will get fired for it though, so I won't do that.
Okay, so that brings us to the end. We get the judging here. We've already sort of addressed some of the comments, but Silky, Trinity, and Serena all end up in the bottom. Raja, Yara, and Pandora end up on the top, with Yara ultimately being our winner here, and then Trinity and Serena being in the official bottom 2. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. What else?
Lip sync assassin was Coco Montrese.
Coco Montrese. Oh, one other thing. The lighting in the ladies' room, the voting booth, homophobic. That's awful. It's absolutely awful.
Is it overhead lighting?
I have no idea, but it's so bad. I feel horrible. for the queens, because they walked in there and I was like, aha, and it's not their fault. It's
that's
just
a man,
lighting.
baby.
That's
You
a
know,
man.
like-
That's a man, Maury. It was just yes, uncomfortable. Okay, I feel bad for them. Yes, lip sync Yara versus Coco Montrese, a true lip sync assassin. It was so nice to have Coco walk in or
Yes.
be standing there when the thing raised up. Like, for
30
yes,
minutes.
we got the assignment. Yeah, right.
The irony is not lost on me that Coco Montrese was the one to send Serena out of here. Like, I laughed when that happened.
The one season 5 queen.
Yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me?
I
feel like Serena could feel it too. Like when Coco walked out, and then when
Mhm.
Coco won, the camera went over to them, and Serena's just sitting there like,
Oh.
shit.
Mhm.
Oh, flashbacks, man. Flashbacks.
All right. And we get Coco Montrese as the winner here. Which is,
Yep.
you know, is interesting because we do find out that Coco, I mean, the queens, I guess, had voted for Serena, whereas Trinity was chosen by Yara. So part of that always makes me wonder a little bit of, you know, when they have different answers, like whose foot was on the scale from production. But here we are.
I was really underwhelmed by this lip sync, to be perfectly honest.
You mean
by both
overall?
Yeah, by both of them. I just was just kind of like, okay. I don't know if it was Uptown Funk or whatever it was. I just kind of felt like, okay.
It was an interesting song choice because they usually don't do songs by male artists, so I was kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, and like, I just kind of felt like this was my criticism of last season of All Stars. Choose the song for the lip sync assassin that you're bringing in. This was not a Coco Montrese kind of. Give us some Janet. Give us something that she is going to crush. And I didn't think of, like, I feel like she barely edged out Yara, but they were both just like, all right, this just seems like a.
Yara screwed herself by putting the titties back on.
Yeah,
because they were like, we
100%.
just saw you do that. Now you want us to award you again for doing the same thing. So Yara has no one to blame but herself. She possibly could have beaten Coco, but she just had to bring out those tiggle bitties.
And Coco, I get that you're trying to show something off with an outfit that's like really cool and unique, but that was not a lip syncing outfit. Like, I choose something that you can like properly lip sync in. You actually have an advantage that you have one job. Pair what you're going to wear for the one song you have already had to prepare. Like, I just felt like this all the way around was just not it for me.
Well, and they know what the song has gonna be, right? Obviously, they have to know because they have to lip sync to it. You know what I mean? So it's like you can do the matching. It's not like you walk out there and like, oh my gosh, it's Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars. Oh no.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, it was fine. It was fine. And unfortunately, Serena Chacha gets eliminated, but it is the game within the game. So she may be gone for now, but will at some point in the season pop back up, I'm sure.
Yep. We'll see what happens.
And that does it for episode 1. Any other final thoughts, you guys, before we talk about episode 2?
I thought it was fun. I thought it was a nice, strong beginning. I mean, I guess it was sort of like a predictable ending if you really think about it in the grand scheme of things, that Serena is the first to go. But now the competition could just progress now that, you know, the easy out is gone. So, yeah, I enjoyed myself. I thought it was a good time.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, let's jump on into the Blue Ball, episode 2. It was actually kind of nice to be able to watch these episodes back to back because then, you know, we always have the, after the elimination going through the box. And so that was nice to be able to see, you know, them open up the box. And Trinity, of course, is safe. And we see that none of the girls voted for her, right? So it's a 10-1 vote, the one vote being Serena Chacha for Trinity. And but the big shocker here is that Yara actually picked Trinity to be eliminated. So that creates some tension on.
I remember like when we were doing the draft, I was like, based off of what you're telling me about her, it seems like she's going to be one that's going to take risks. And I was right. And I'm glad that she did because yes, Trinity is competition. Like, yeah, maybe she screwed up this comedy thing, but y'all know she can lip sync her ass off. Y'all know that she is strong in other areas. So taking her out probably is not a bad idea, especially if it's between you and Serena Chacha. Like, come on,
Yeah.
like you can easily, you're going to beat Serena, so take her out. So I'm glad that she did that.
And I'm glad that she was also open with the logic behind it too, of like, yeah, you're more of a threat. So,
yeah, like that's how people should be. And I think I'm glad that she did, because I think it really sets a tone. I think that now that at least one queen has done it, there's going to be more queens that are going to be like, you know what? Yeah, this might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, we always know the first couple votes. All right, we're just starting to get our sea legs. So I'm hoping that sort of now, as we start to get into the later episodes, we'll see maybe some more dramatic votes here. But we got something pretty unanimous and clear cut for episode 1. Now we have no mini challenge this week. We're just going to go ahead and jump right on into the maxi challenge, but that's because it is a ball. The blue ball, 12 girls, 36 looks. We have 3 different categories, of course. The blue betta work, which is the blue collar look. Blue jean baby, a look that takes denim to the next level. And the blue ball bonanza, the look that has to be from scratch, high fashion look using just an assortment of blue materials. It was like anything they could find, both regular fabric as well as really anything that was blue that production could get their hands on from the dollar store seemed to be the material that was chosen here.
I got such cringe because there's a Willem has talked at length about his problems with production and like his exit from the show and everything. And I remember him talking specifically about an episode where they had to do a design challenge and they all had to do a mad dash for the materials. And they were like, this is really unsafe. Can you guys make sure that this table is secure so that it doesn't roll everywhere and we don't get hurt? And I guess they didn't do it. And some of the queens ended up getting, injured, and Willem had a lot to say about it, which is why production doesn't quite care for him. And I'm like, okay, clearly they have not learned their lesson, because they did the exact same thing and the table is literally moving across the workroom. I'm like, oh my God, Willem was right. Willem was right. Like, production does not care. They don't care.
Could we not get some of those little like fast, like the things that you like push down on the legs or whatever to the wheels to like make it stay? I mean, I get why it has wheels in the first place. You want to be able to move it in and out, but absolutely.
And also make sure that it doesn't fall. Like, you want to make sure that it's like, but damn, like it still doesn't feel that safe, but whatever.
Right. All right. So, then of course there's always, the time in the workroom where the queens are like going through all their stuff. We hear that Jan wants to do a reimagined look from the original design challenge that she did. It was blue, so it works out, so it's blue. Raja is gonna now have a little bit of this conversation. Well, she got eliminated because of the whole burlap pants, which I remember at the time thinking was ridiculous, and even more so now seeing like she made pants out of burlap. Is that not the most important? Well, anyway, whatever. Yara somehow found orange fabric, which I don't know where that came from, but she did. Beth, what did you think about the blue ball concept here?
The name, or just the
all of it? What is?
Because interesting name. Okay, great. No, I like the idea of doing an unconventional sewing challenge based off of a color, and just seeing different tones and such. I thought altogether this was actually a pretty strong design challenge. I'm getting desensitized to it, but at the same time, I'm going to call it out. I felt like all the top outfits were safe this time. And I was like, what is wrong with you, RuPaul? Like, some of these outfits that were amazing were safe. I do agree with the bottom outfits, though.
We'll definitely get into all of that, because this is the episode.
I was just going to say, except for I felt like one outfit should have been in the bottom that wasn't. So
I mean, we'll get in. I have all the looks pulled up. We'll get into everything, because I definitely felt like this episode of the 2 is where the judging was the most off for me. Yeah. But look, they were having some testicle difficulties or whatever it was that Trinity said when the lights went out in the confessional.
I did appreciate the one pun, which was they identify as blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's a good one. I liked that.
All right. We also, I'm going to yada through some of this because we get some foreshadowing about, Silky is still making her outfit the day of the challenge. Yara hasn't made anything, but she's talented.
And acting cocky.
Yeah, right. And there's kind of setting up all of these things. Again, we get the Ginger and Jiggly relationship because that obviously ends up coming into play with Jiggly being in the bottom here. But just a lot of setting up for what we're ultimately going to get after the judging is complete. Mm-hmm. All right, let's jump into the runways. Although, first of all, I do have to say, I was fangirling over Big Frida being there. I was so excited. I've seen Big Frida perform a number of times in New Orleans, so it was... Let's get our bounce on. I was very much living.
You already know.
You already know.
Okay, runways. But boom, Raja. Let's talk about her first. So Raja ultimately ends up winning this challenge. Beth. Yeah. Okay. So Beth, you feel like this was deserved?
I'm not mad at her winning this challenge. Okay. Especially because I felt like she should have won last episode. I felt like she had 3 very different concept stories and carried them all out. They all were her. They were all like, you could tell were her. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people put on stuff and I'm like, that doesn't make sense with what you have presented with us. I loved, I'm with RuPaul. I love hats on wigs. I love the
hats on wigs.
Hats on wigs. I loved the construction outfit. I thought it was cute, like this, this idea of like a baggy, like kind of look, but is also sleek looking. Like I thought that she looked really cute there. I loved her second look. That denim with like the kind of like belts in the middle was really interesting and different. And I loved it with the wide leg pant. And then this is so structured, this last look that she created. And I love that was something that was not easy and doesn't give. It was smart to make it look very structured in different areas. And I thought this was great. I loved her hair. I loved her shoes. I loved all of it. I love how she sold it in the runway. I was not mad at her being in the top and winning this. No.
I mean, the only like one critique, although I guess it is very high fashion, of just how far the neck piece comes up on the her blue extravaganza look. Just it makes her, she's got no neck, but I think because the way that it's layered, it looks very high fashion. So as I am complaining, I realize I can't really complain.
If it had been from all the way up, like she didn't have a little bit of chest showing, I think I would have totally agreed with you. But I think the little bit of openness of the chest at least doesn't swallow her up all the way.
Yeah, I agree with that. Aman, any thoughts here?
I wasn't a big fan of the first look. I do love the last look though. I think that was just so high fashion, very futuristic, as someone else put. I really enjoyed that, and the second look is to die for. I think there's another queen that should have won this challenge, and I think this win for Raja was sort of like, while I certainly welcome it because hey, draft points for me. I certainly welcome this win, and I don't think that she's a bad winner, but I do think that this is sort of like paying the invoice for the one that she should have won last in the last episode.
I agree with that. I don't think that when I say like I'm happy that she won to make up for last episode and that she did well and that it's not like I'm sitting here being like, man, but I do think that there were other people who were stronger and especially the construction portion of the challenge.
I agree. All right, so Kylie Sonique Love ends up in the top here. And look, she looks gorgeous. I really don't necessarily have anything bad to say about any of these looks. The middle one, the Xtina vibes, just, oh my God, to die for with the trans flag. I was so gagging over this look. I think it's absolutely amazing. And I'm happy that she got recognition for what she was able to do. I just do feel like there were some other queens who in the construction look executed it maybe a little bit better, Aman.
Yeah, I just feel like, I think while she looks gorgeous, I don't necessarily know if she understood the assignment. Like, certainly, yes, we're getting the Britney, the Xtina vibes, but that was supposed to be the denim look, right? Like, and you're just wearing jeans, and I feel like that's just... just wearing jeans for the denim challenge isn't enough because they're all going to wear it's denim. Of course you're going to be wearing jeans. You know what I mean? I feel like the constructor look is more denim-y than the denim look. You know what I mean? And I feel like the blue collar one also doesn't really tell me exactly what you are when you walk out. So I feel like while she looks great, it's not the assignment.
She's a mechanic. Is that what she was going
to welder?
I don't know. She's got the toolbox.
The Curio was the welder. See,
okay,
we
so
you don't even know.
All right,
maybe she was the carpenter. I don't remember. There was I completely agree. I love Sonique. 100% should have been safe. There were queens that were stronger in all three looks that understood the assignment. Don't get me wrong. I am still in love with the second outfit, but I agree with Aman that it's just pants though. Like, I don't like it. It's not the message and everything else that she put together for it. Great. But it's not.
Well, the description of the look was a look that takes denim to the next level, right? To me, just wearing jeans is not the next. I mean, not these because the little crotchy open part, but like I probably owned these at some point in my life. So but she looks gorgeous. And
I honestly, I'm gonna say I hate this last look. I hate it. I hate the little weird strappy shit along her like lower legs. I love the wig, but I mean, where about that is fashion? She took fabric and wrapped it around like a towel and then did some part for like a tube top and then put it around her neck and then made like that is not the same level of construction that other queens were able to pull off that were safe.
Right.
It's like she spray painted stars on things. Like, woohoo! Like I love you, Sonique.
Michelle
I love you.
Yes, stars. I have them all over my body.
I mean, let's be honest here. You know that RuPaul is like, okay, judges, these are the people I've decided are in the top and here are the bottom. So like Michelle had to be pulling shit out of her ass here to be like, I love stars. Therefore, I love you. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about Eureka, who, to Eureka's credit, I could tell immediately what she was. She was a crossing guard when she came out in that first look. So in comparison to Kylie Sonique Loves, it was very obvious. She also ends up in the top, which I also thought was okay.
I thought that was questionable.
Yeah.
Clean looks.
Very questionable.
But this last come on, RuPaul.
I am certainly one to always, applaud the bigger girls for being able to give us variety in looks. I think that is fantastic because so often we see the same sort of silhouette with the bigger girls because fashion just hasn't caught up with knowing how to make all types of bodies look good. So I love the fact that she was able to give us something that maybe you wouldn't expect from a bigger girl. But that being said, it's still not very. It's a dress. It's a mini dress. Like why is this the top look? I don't get it. I love the first look. I love the fact that there's like a squished up kid on her ass. That was I laughed when I saw that. That was hilarious. And the denim look is fine. Like I love the fact that she kind of was out of the box and went with the dark wash. Instead of the usual. So that was nice. But yeah, I think this is perfectly safe. I think that this was not necessarily exemplary. I think maybe if I had to choose one that would have put her in the top, it would have been the first one, not the last one, which it seems like the judges were more intrigued by the last one instead of the first one. So
she went from best to worst. Like it literally was like best, better, okay.
I mean, I could never craft something like the last look. So I think I could maybe have made Kylie's look, but like, I don't think I could have made this. You know what I mean? So like, I'm going to give her more credit here just based on my own skill level. I'm
going to put it out there too. I'm not a fan of the front wedgie and I mean in general, like to feel one. So to come out and like have that kind of like look and like have a bigger queen to Aman's point, and, like do this, like I was like, yes, you better work, but at the same time I was like, Oh, girl, that's probably so uncomfortable on the runway with the tuck and everything else. Oh my God.
Hope you're tucked.
Hope you're tucked. Okay, well now we gotta talk about Jan. Because as we talked about some of the queens that maybe I was like, oh, I don't know why they're in the top. This was another round of being safe for Jan, which I do not think was the right decision.
This is absolute bullshit.
Thank you,
bullshit.
Thank you.
It's bullshit. Like the only bad critique that I have, literally the only bad critique that I have for all of these outfits is, what's the blue collar?
Yes.
I couldn't get it. I didn't understand it. I saw that you had wrenches down there. I was like, okay, are you a mechanic? Or maybe you're one of those people that, work on the racetrack and you fix the car before they go back out on the track. Like, that was the only critique that I had. But even so, you could have called her out on the judging panel and be like, so tell us about this look. And then you would have explained it, and then we probably would have understood it. The fashion is there. That is so fashion forward with the shoulders and the hair and everything. And then the jean look is just to die for. Like, it's the most diverse look I've ever seen on that runway for jeans. Just, I've never seen anything like that before in my life. And yes, you can make the argument, okay, maybe she shouldn't have, really tried to elevate the look from the last time, but she elevated it. She did a good job. It's not even like she did like a really bad job at it. Like, that looks, you can see her paying homage to herself, and it looks better, and it looks constructed, and it looks like it took time and meticulousness. Like, this is safe. This is not. No, I just like they are setting her up to fail, and I already know that Jan is not going to win this season. I can tell what by virtue of what RuPaul is doing to her right now. They're doing it just for the narrative. They're doing it just so that she can finally snap and have this moment on TV again. Like, I just don't bring her back just to do this to her. I'm pissed.
Feels rude.
It's
crazy.
I do think she should have been in the top. I'm not as high on the first couple looks for those reasons. I don't know what she's supposed to be in the first one. It took me until she left to realize that they were supposed to be tires on her. Like, I didn't get it at all. It was a cool look, but it didn't fulfill the assignment for me. The second one doesn't look like jeans to me. The finish on that was shiny. It was not denim. It was really weird. I looked at it and I was like, this doesn't read denim to me. It just reads blue.
It looked denim to me.
And like, it's like when she was on the runway, there was a weird sheen on it that was just, it took it completely like to a different material to me.
It's shiny denim. Raised denim to the next level. Shine.
I love the look. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm happy about the look. It didn't read denim to me. So for me, she didn't fulfill the assignment. So blah, 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 blah. It doesn't mean her looks weren't great. It just meant that she didn't fulfill what was supposed to be there. Third look was one of my favorites that somebody constructed. This like Hunger Games Effie trinket looking masterpiece. Like, loved that. Actually reminded me a lot of the look that James Majesty puts together in Dragula season 2 for the wedding look, where he done like a sugar skull kind of thing. It was pink. It was like a very similar outfit, but I love what she did here. And actually, she looks like what's the actress's name? Elizabeth Banks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
She looks like her as Effie, which was like really fitting. But yeah, I love the looks. I just didn't think they fulfilled the assignment.
Look, I think she should have possibly won this. Like I said, the only thing that was wrong was the fact that I couldn't tell immediately what she was in the first one. I think that, but I still, even in that, I think that this look is more creative than Raja's construction worker outfit. Because literally, Raja just put on some heels and some pants and a jacket and a hat with a wig, which enamored RuPaul. That's pretty much it. I think that this look is much more fashion forward than Raja's. I think the second jean look was more fashion forward than Raja's, and I think the last one took more construction than Raja's. I think that all across the board, she should have won, and I just don't get it. But I'm not going to complain too much because Raja won. Mm-hmm. So,
even looking at this outfit now, the second one, it looks like it's a quilt.
I think it looks like denim. I think it looks like denim. Yeah, it looks like denim to me. She looks like a denim transformer. Like, I love it. I'm obsessed. The detailing on the last outfit is just absolutely gorgeous. I could see the argument of maybe why she didn't win, but I think she absolutely should have been in the top. And
I think she should have been in the top.
Devastating.
I don't think she should have won. But
see her be safe. Again, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. In this challenge, when they called the tops and bottoms, I thought it was flipped. Like I thought the groups were flipped. I thought that the safe queens were the tops and bottoms, and I thought that the tops and bottoms. So you know, I was all tipsy turvy all over the place with this one.
And we know that they're doing it on purpose too, because every time they say you're safe, they always show Jan first. I'm like, y'all are so rude. You're gonna make her snap. You're gonna make her snap.
It's so true.
When you mentioned that, I was like, this is some weird psychological torture that's going on right now with poor Jan.
Correct.
Well, all right, let's talk about Jiggly, who ends up in the bottom here and is eventually eliminated because of these looks. Beth, what did you think?
I mean, she deserved to go home for these looks. I'm sorry. Like, I love Jiggly. I mean, I drafted her because I really did believe in her. And this first look is a cape. I love the boot. I love that she came out with a trash can. I like
that was fun.
That she's wearing a trash can lid for a hat. Like there's things about this that are
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, like there are things about it that are cool. But if that is my favorite look out of the three, holy crap. The second one is incredibly exaggerated palazzo jeans.
It's pedestrian.
It's a white shirt. With I think a black bra underneath, which I was kind of like here for. Loved her hair and makeup and everything for the second look. She looks so cute. Mm-hmm. But again, this is All Stars. Mm-hmm. This is way too simple. And then this last one, like it was like she put glitter on a turd. Like that's what she did. Like she just like, I'm going to put some streamers. I'm going to put some of this on. I'm going to put some of this on. I'm going to put some rhinestones on. No. It actually would have been better if she just like had only done some stuff around the hemming or whatever. But again, those legs, man, it looks so good. And I actually kind of liked her wig for the last one too, that like little pop of color and such. I really did like that. But no, this was far and away the worst look of the runway.
I just don't think it's kind of like what Candy Muse said about Tamisha Iman. Like you constructed that's beautiful, but the taste level is not there. And I think that's just what it ultimately comes down to for Jiggly. I just don't think that she has the level of taste. And she said it herself. She was like, I just don't know. Every time I do these design challenges, I just can't get it. She just doesn't have that I guess. I think she needs more people around her to sort of like help curate some of these looks, because all of these look, I mean, discounting the last one because she made it on the set, but the first two, those look very much like I just got off the set of Pose. I just got the call to do All Stars. I said yes immediately without thinking about what I would have to actually do to be on the show. And these, because like it's a white t-shirt and some jeans. Like, come on, girl, come on, like. That it feels very phoned in. I just feel like either she didn't have time and she just kind of like had to phone it in for some of these looks, and there are better looks in her repertoire that we just will never see, or the taste level is just not there all around the board. That's all I can think of.
Yeah.
I like that in the design challenges, she just has this penchant for gluing stuff to herself. Like, it doesn't matter, even though the fact that the design challenge was essentially her downfall the first time she was on, where she just glued a bunch of stuff to herself. She just couldn't help it. She just had to glue things to her outfit. And that was somehow amusing to me. So, even though
it's
she
very
ends up going
defeating.
home, yeah.
It's very defeating that like this was supposed to be her redemption arc, right? Like they always show the footage of the worst outfit in Drag Race history, and then she goes home with a design challenge. It's like, damn, like this is not what we wanted for your ending, girl. So on that respect, I feel so sad for her. But you forced their hand, girl. Like there was no other way.
Yeah, no.
But I also generally feel like it's been essentially 10 years. Like, if you know that this is something that you're weak at, try to grow. And you had a decade.
Like, work on one silhouette. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't.
Correct.
It doesn't matter what materials you get, as long as you know how to sew one silhouette, you'll be good. You know,
enough
what I mean?
To be safe. You don't need to try to win this challenge. You just need enough to be able to. Do you know your way around a sewing machine and a hot glue gun? Do you know how to and not just practice with fabric? use weird shit because you know that shit's going to come up on Drag Race, but it will also be really cool to be like, look at how I've grown in your social media and in your challenges or not challenges, performances and such outside of the show itself, in case you never got this opportunity. To me, I just kind of feel like I do feel bad, and it must absolutely be so like, honestly, I think that she probably feels humiliated. I don't think that she should feel humiliated. I think she went out there and she tried her best. I'm really happy we got to see this like beautiful, confident woman come on television and show who she truly is. But I just truly also feel like you had a lot of time to prepare for this.
Yep.
Also, I get the criticism about that second look. I just need to say that I would 100% wear that, which again means that it's probably not like it's not taking denim to the next level if I would wear it. You know what I mean? Like, that's an insult to me, right? Not an insult to her.
I wear this shit too. I'm thinking about wearing it for Pride. Like, I'll wear that, but like I'm not on All Stars.
Okay, Silky, Nutmeg, Ganache is up next. I was shocked when she was safe.
Thank you. Should have been in the bottom.
Shocked. Especially, just look at that last look.
I mean, love the last look.
No, you do not, Aman. Get out. Explain.
I totally got it when she came out and she was like, yes, I am feeling my winter wonderland. I was like, yes, I loved it. I love those pants. I do. I love the coat. The wig is a little questionable. That's the one thing that's a little off for me. But everything else, I love the fact that she has like a little basket effect. I love that look. I think it's so cute.
If you're not watching the video version, Beth's face right now is hilarious.
I love it. Are you guys serious? I love it. I would
have liked it if she had taken like 6 things off of it. If she had made it just the pants and the top, okay. But we have a weird little like shawl cover thing. I don't even know what that bouquet of bows is.
It's a winter wonderland queen.
What is winter about bows? I don't get it. Like if
she's got like little snowballs on her.
No, she doesn't. She has cotton balls that were ripped out of the fabric that should have been in like her pants. Like that's what it looks like. It looks it doesn't look like snowballs. It looks like someone like ripped apart her outfit and threw pieces at her before she went out on stage.
I love that outfit. Am I crazy?
Yes.
Drop in the comments below. I want to know because I love this outfit.
Aman, I'm going to respect the fact that you like this outfit. Everybody is allowed to have whatever, feelings they have about stuff. Regardless of how you feel about the last one, the second one, awful. The first one is the best look, and I liked it from one side, and then she had the split of the second, and I hated it. If she had just had the sequin, or if she had turned around and just had like the the satin kind of look, I would have been fine with it. I don't like the split look as much on her for that particular look. I felt all the way around she was one of the weakest in this ball.
I mean, I take the critique on the second one because that's definitely not taking denim to the next level. Although I am a sucker for some chaps, so you're always going to get me there.
But that's the thing; they're not made out of denim. The chaps are made out of the red fringe. The red fringe is the star here, not the denim.
Correct.
Right. So that's definitely not. It's not denim enough for me. So I take that. I like the first one. I love this like milk theme that she keeps going at.
She's just obsessed with milk. The thing is like if she was not carrying that little thing of milk,
you wouldn't know what she was. Thank you. Like when you think of a milk person, you think of like white, you think of maybe like blue or something like that, like the Dairy Farms of America kind of group. This does not say milk person. This doesn't say like blue collar. This tells, unless she was going for I'm a stripper, like which I would totally be here for. But she said I'm a milk person. If you didn't have the milk, nobody would know what you were.
And I mean, the thing is like with Jan, it's the same critique, right? Of like, well, I can't really tell what you are, but at least that outfit, I liked the outfit itself more.
Yeah.
Look, the construction of the pants on the last look, I think is amazing. Okay. Like I do want to say that. I just feel like I want to take several things off.
Yes.
I especially want to remove the cotton balls.
And I love the cotton balls.
And we love you for that, Aman. But I was shocked, honestly, that she was not in the bottom here.
Wow.
Okay. Let's talk about Scarlett and another queen that I was shocked was not in the top. This last look, holy crap, the mermaid gown, that's gorgeous.
How did she do that?
How? And how is she not in the top for this?
Yeah, this was. What is she supposed to be?
She's a chainsaw.
She was a carpenter.
She's just a chainsaw.
Yeah, but she's the
carpenter.
chainsaw.
Oh, okay. So she's okay.
Like you see the little like the shiny things on the side are supposed
and
to be
her
like,
outfit's the wood.
The blades.
Yeah.
Like the wood getting cut. So she's a circular blade. I can understand that she's more the subject than the worker, so I can understand that. But still,
I don't mind that.
I don't mind that as much.
Mhm.
Like in the same way that, like, if we're gonna, Jan was also the subject more than she was like the thing or whatever,
She was
right?
the tire or whatever, yeah.
But I couldn't get tires at first. I think it was just the lighting on a stage with dark and that kind of thing. Here it's much clearer what she is and what she's supposed to be. It's a really unique looking look. So I'd give her the same kind of critiques I maybe gave Jan. The second look, I didn't like that much, to be perfectly frank with you. I loved the construction of it. I loved what she said about the American flag, about reclaiming it, that this is, we're reclaiming this for queer people, marginalized identities, that kind of thing. Because I definitely agree that I don't think the American flag has necessarily been for all of Americans for a significant amount of time. And so I did love that kind of play, but I don't know if I think that she took denim to the next level necessarily with it. Maybe the hat, and that's the most there. This last outfit was far and away my favorite look that somebody constructed for this runway. Tell me she didn't just bring that to Drag Race. If there had been clips of people being like, instead of Yara, people being like, I haven't seen Scarlett shit, I would have been like, that's suspicious. She brought this. She didn't consider, like, if I would be all conspiracy theoried out on this. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I think if any, I think she definitely should have been in the top. I think if anything, the only negative is the second outfit, but 2 out of 3 ain't fucking bad. So
we've seen people win balls for 1 out of 3 looks. So I mean,
wow.
Right.
Yeah. It's the last look is so exceptional that just you have to give credit for that. Okay, let's talk about Akira, who ends up in the bottom here for these looks. I mean, look, I will say the last one, not the most flattering on her.
It's a weird shape. It's a weird shape.
Yeah, a little bit of a weird shape. But Beth, what did you think about her looks?
I felt like she should have been safe and Silky should have been in the bottom. That was who I would have flipped here. Okay. I felt like her second look was one of my favorite denim looks that someone came up with for the second runway. I don't know why her hand had to be stuck in the pipe for the first one. Like, this kind of lame overall kind of thing, welder. I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. Like, it was like a safe look. I wasn't blown away. I didn't hate anything about it. And I want to give her some props for what she was able to do with the cups and such. Like, I actually do think that there was some really unique creative aspects to this. I feel like a lot more work and creativity went into this than what Sonique did. And Sonique was in the top. Like, I just generally feel like she should have been safe. I don't think that she should have been in the bottom.
I think the hard part is, like, it's really tough to see the cups. And so you really have to, like, zoom in. Because what ends up being the focus is, like, whatever that foil kind of under material is.
And I think that's the effect it's supposed to be, though. It's like you're not necessarily supposed to see the cups. You're supposed to, like, enhance the sheen and have like a weird like ripple effect down. That's what if that's not what she was going for, she lucked out, because that's what I got out of it. But
yeah, okay, all right, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like this was, to me, like you said, I think Silky probably I would have swapped these two here as well. I don't think it was necessarily deserving of being in the top or anything like that. But I'm happy, though, that of the bottom, she was ultimately not in the, like, bottom two.
Yeah. I feel like all of them were just very middling, very passing. Like,
yeah. It was fine.
So
it was fine. It was fine. All right, Pandora Box is up next. She also ends up safe here. I think her sort of blue collar look, she's got the reveal. She was like a housewife, right?
She was
I think she was a
or a
lunch
lunch
lady
lady.
or
She's a lunch
a
lady. Yeah, no. You're right. She
yeah.
was a lunch lady, and then becomes a fabulous lunch lady.
But then I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't know what lunch ladies dance or dress like that. It's
I
like,
thought she was supposed to be a lunch lady by day and like one of those like fun
singing
like
waitresses
Lunch
at
lady.
Johnny
waitresses,
Rockets.
like
Right.
like a diner by night kind of thing. That's kind of like what I got from her. I
Mhm.
liked her second look. This third look should have also placed her in the bottom. I'm sorry. Like this was
Yeah,
awful.
another weird
Using
shape.
too much.
I love I did like the Dolly Parton nod.
Yeah.
That was nice. But yeah, it was the reveal was very. If you're gonna do a reveal, you got to make sure that it pops. And I feel like that was not really like even my friend that I was watching with that doesn't really watch Drag Race like that and isn't like well versed on the culture of reveals. When Pandora did that, he was like, okay, like.
Eh.
And what?
I mean, it was kind of like the reveal also from the first, the extravaganza, the talent extravaganza, the taking off the
Yep.
coat. It was like, nah. At least there was
Yeah.
a silly string at the end of that one, right? But this is
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just the middle look makes me a little bit nervous for her long term in the competition because you look at what Jan did versus what Pandora did, and if we're talking about elevating denim to the next level, taking it high fashion, one screams high fashion, one screams fun camp drag. And so for both completing the requirements of the challenge, but also being able to turn the high fashion, which I think you just, unfortunately, in this day and age of Drag Race, you need to have that element. I just am nervous that Pandora is going to be able to have that part of her drag. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. But that was definitely a thought I had when I was watching this runway.
Definitely.
Okay. Yara Sofia. The titties are back for the blue collar look. And she's going, what was she here? Like
construction I
worker?
think.
Yeah. I mean, she's got the vest. So that construction.
But that vest could be for anything. That could be like one of them airplane guider people. Or,
the batons.
And the judges kind of, they were like, we don't really know what you are. Like, and Michelle was like, I could see that person in the West Village just walking down the street and they don't even have to be at the job. They could just be wearing that. So it's like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I not really inspiring at all.
I felt like her second look was interesting, but again, I'm not getting denim as much as I am like tie-dye. Like, and I guess like denim can be tie-dyed and such, like, but I don't know. I don't know if this was to the next level for me. I think it's her best look out of the three, but I don't know.
Yeah. This last look, I mean, for her to be lounging around the workroom talking about like I can do this shit in 20 minutes, like, I mean, yeah, go off, girl, because I certainly can't do what you just did. But for you to be that confident, especially if you saw some of the other queens' stuff, you thought that you were like, you had this in the bag? Really? Like, no. Because based off of seeing Scarlett's and Trinity's alone, I would have been like, okay, I need to fix this. Like,
I mean, the thing is I actually really like the last look. I like the silhouette. I like the unconventional materials that she was using. I know she had the critique of like, oh, there's like too much going on, but I think Silky had too much going on. So in comparison, I thought that her shawl made out of the streamers and stuff looked better and wasn't too overwhelming. But it's just tough to separate the edit from it all, right? Because it's like we're being, like Aman said, like we're being told these things about how she's going to do it last minute, blah, blah, blah. I almost wish I hadn't known that. But also the fact that she did make it quickly also gives me points for her. I don't know. I have very complicated feelings about this.
But it's like, if you could do it that quickly, imagine what you could have done. Like,
that's my point. Because here's the thing. I can tell she put this together quickly because this just looks like she wrapped a tarp around herself tightly at one point. If she had actually taken some time and effort into this, she would have made it so that the bodice portion of the dress, like, didn't look like it was completely this and then that. Like there would have been some kind of like hemming over it to make it like more seamless of a transition. It just looks like all she did was go, all right, cut this right here. Boom. Good. Now I'm good to go. Like what? Like, I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I would have voted for Yara to go home purely based off of the effort that I didn't feel like she put into this. and the fact that she was going around the workroom and all that kind of stuff. And I don't get her. I have no sympathy for her crying about being in the bottom. Like, you had so much time and wasted it and actually were being quite cocky to everybody. And then you pull out this shit. Like, no, that doesn't fly in All Stars. You could probably get away with that in season 3, and you did. You can't get away with that now.
It did kind of feel a little bit like that the criterias for the seasons have just been increased and increased and increased because the talent is just getting so amazing. And that if she thought she could have gotten away with it because of her last experiences, but that's not going to fly here.
Yeah, no.
All right, we got 2 more queens to talk about. Ginger Minj is up next. And Beth, I know you love Ginger. What did you think about her looks here for the blue ball?
I'm not mad at any of them, to be perfectly honest with you. I definitely think she should have been safe. I was happy with her being safe with this. I love the Mario ideas and the plumber-ish. And like, I loved that. Thought it was funny. It was great. She always gives really fun facial expressions and such on the runway. So that just enhanced it. I loved her second look. I just kind of wish that there had been something maybe else in the midsection area, because it looked like it sagged sometimes when she was walking. I don't know. But I loved this country look. Like, I thought it was very Ginger, what you expect from her, but also fulfilled the requirements, looked good, was not a warty frog illusion, whatever, good to go. And I love what she did for the last one. As we remember in season 7, she didn't have any construction things in All Stars 2, so we don't have anything to base off it. But season 7, like, this was her downfall, was always a construction look and something like this. So, or something fashion related. I'm not mad at this last look. I'm not raving about it, but I'm not mad at it.
Aman.
I do like the last look. I do think that making a jacket is pretty cool. The second one for me is blah, because like I think like, look, once I've seen Jan's, like, you're kind of hard pressed to impress me with these denim looks, especially if you're supposed to be taking it to the next level. This just looks like a denim jumpsuit with some boots, and that's about it. Agreed. I do, however, love the Mario look. I think that was hilarious. I love the plumber's crack that she painted on at the
that was amazing.
Well. That was so funny. So I think 2 out of 3 is pretty good. I still think that she was safe, but I think that she did a decent job. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that here. And I think the fact that, and maybe it's again low bar, low expectations for the last look, but I thought it was really cute. I like that she was able to use the shower curtain in an unconventional way. And so for me, you know, I can't complain. But safe is the appropriate place, I think, for Ginger.
Totally.
Okay, last but not least, well, maybe depending on if you're only considering the first look, but we have Trinity K. Bonet, who I'm sorry, but the khakis and the shoes on the first look, I just couldn't get over.
And a t-shirt. It is a t-shirt. What the fuck, Trinity? Like, honestly, this made me mad.
Yeah. I think she forgot. I think she literally forgot one of her looks.
That's possible.
And then she had to go out and ask one of the PAs to go and buy her some shit real quick just so that she could have something. That is the only thing that makes sense to me. Because how in the hell are you coming to All Star 6 after everybody wanted you on the season for so long and you are wearing beat up ass Timberland boots? They're not even fresh Timberlands. Not even fresh out the box. So that shit has scuff marks on it. Like, those are some work boots.
And they're
what are you doing?
Yeah, and they're not even like a high ankle. They're not like.
You could have at least worn like the Timberland high heels.
Yes,
like
yes.
The high heel boots. Like, wear those. You could have at least done that. But you look like you. There is no drag illusion here at all. You look like a dude.
And
who's
also,
faking being a crossing guard.
I'm pretty sure the paint on the sign is still wet. Like, she just painted it. Like.
She had to have forgotten one of the looks. She had to. That's the only thing that makes sense here.
I'm so disappointed when she walked out. And she was the last one of them all, so we'd seen everybody's, and I was like, oh, God damn it. Like,
it's certainly like, this is certainly a progression. This is certainly like a, just looking at these. It gets better. Because like that last. It gets
better, kids.
Absolutely stunning. That Cinderella dress is absolutely stunning. When she walked out, I was like, oh, because I forgot that Trinity can also sew. I forgot about that. So I was like, oh my God, this is gorgeous. That is the
Mhm.
only reason that she still has breath in this competition, because when she walked out with that look, that first look, I was like, you want to go home. You want to go home. This is the drag version of like, what are you doing?
Honestly, though, like that first look, in my opinion, is the reason why she's not in the top. Alone.
Yeah. Okay.
The
I can see that.
The second look is fine, and it's nice. I don't think she would have won, but I definitely think she could have been in the top here had she not done this bullshit in the first one. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. But her last look is, I think, second to Scarlet, is the best construction.
It's gorgeous, and
so
I mean the
pretty.
level of detail to do like the petticoats underneath, and to have it be seamless with the bodice and the puffy sleeves, like holy crap!
Like, how did she do that?
And that's
so impressive. Oh, so impressive. And then the story, the Cinderella leaving the shoe on the runway, and she ran
you know what? I take it back. This is better than Scarlett's, in my opinion. I actually, now that you say that, I forgot the presentation itself. Like, was everything there had like you thought through. I just like don't understand how you didn't think through the first look.
Yeah. I'm with Aman on the conspiracy theory here that she just forgot a look, and so
that's the only thing that makes sense, because there's just no way. There's no way.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't get it. All right. So that's it for the runway looks. And, you know, again, we talked about this. We get RHAPup, Sonique, and Eureka in the top, Jiggly, Akira, and Yara in the bottom, with Jiggly and Yara being the two that are up for elimination, with RHAPup being the one to lip sync against Brooklyn Heights. And a double win here for the lip sync. What did you guys think about that? Deserved.
They both brought it.
I thought that RHAPup was going to take it in the beginning, but then Brooklyn kind of stepped it up in the end. And of course, RuPaul's in love with Brooklyn Heights, so of course he was not going to like have her come back. Like she's the judge of one of your spinoffs. Like, you can't have her lose a lip sync. Like, she has to she has to qualify at some point. So yeah, but I think that they both did a really good job. I was shocked to see her. I don't know why, because of course Brooklyn would be back at some point, but it was a gag moment for me. I thought they both turned it out. Yara Sophia talking about she didn't want to kiss ass. I'm like, girl, you brought this on yourself. You didn't do anything all day during the design challenge. You had all that time to design an outfit, and it was trash. So now you're talking about you don't want to kiss ass. I'm like, well, then girl, go home. That's the game. But other than that, I was gagged that Jiggly went home. I thought surely people would have kept Jiggly over Yara, because Yara clearly just won the first.
I would have got rid of Yara.
Yeah,
100%.
So I was, when they said Jiggly's name, I was like, oh, I was gagged.
And then they showed.
Right?
Yeah.
So the vote and RHAPup, all of them collectively sending Jiggly home ultimately here. I think it's so tough, and we've talked about this before, this like difference between when you're playing the game, right, to eliminate people versus like for reasons outside of just pure what the judges say. Right. Because I mean, so far they're sort of sticking with that party line of, look, we're just going based on what the judges say, and that's how we're going to make our elimination choices.
Yep.
And
so we'll see if it changes.
It's interesting too. So if you look at the voting breakdown at, I think they did it in Untucked. I can't remember. Everybody votes for Jiggly except for Trinity, who votes for Yara, because Yara had Trinity's list.
Yeah.
So
she should.
I just kind of generally feel like I'm really, I don't know. I can't understand. Yes, I do feel like Jiggly was weak, but I feel like Yara was just as weak. And with the attitude that Yara had, and on top of the fact that she just won, there's so many reasons to get rid of Yara, for strategic reasons, for reasons that, like, I love Yara, but God.
Maybe optically it would have looked bad, because then you would have been getting rid of the two Latinas really quickly. So maybe that was sort of like I wonder if that was like on their mind a bit. Although it would have qualified. Like, she certainly did not do herself any favor. She was in the bottom, and she deserved to be in the bottom. So, but I do wonder if in the back of their mind, like, we just got rid of Serena. I don't want to get rid of Yara. That kind of looks a little bad. I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't know. And I mean, you had Jiggly also in the bottom. So I mean, like,
yeah.
Filipino queen. So I was just like,
I think it's a lot of not wanting, it's voting with the house. I really strongly feel that, because if you make yourself stand out in some way, then that's going to put a target on your back, and then you never know what can happen. So they want to just sort of stick with, let's just all stay the same and vote the same. We'll see. Yeah. I think it's just out of fear. It reminds me
like more of a reason to vote Yara out, because Yara's clearly not down for that, because she tried to get rid of Trinity. So
thank you.
Like, let's just all as a house get rid of the one that doesn't want to go with the house.
Devin, bro, like we gotta get rid of him. Okay. All right. Well, that does it for us here on this day. Over 2 hours in, 2 episodes of All Stars 6 are in the books, and we will be back next week to cover episode 3. So 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be released on Thursday, but we will get to it when we get to it. Okay. All right. Beth, where can people find you? What are you up to?
People can find me at AugustaWind11 on my social media, including my Twitch channel. I am up to a lot. Moving is the biggest thing right now. But you can also check out my podcast with Dylan Zahner, Hot Mess Moments, where we're discussing The Nanny and Lost, each other's favorite shows that we've never seen for the first time. It's been a lot of fun. And you can always catch me on not Hot Mess Moments. I already said that. My Weekly Meltdown, where we will be covering Big Brother when it comes out, as well as right now we just finished Dragula. Like, there's some fun things going on over there. So come check us out.
And Aman, where can people find you? That's not the Big Brother house.
I was going to make that joke. Damn it. You can find me on Aman or at Aman Adwin on Twitter and on Twitch. Yes, Big Brother season is starting up. I still have my podcast with Matt Ligori over at the Choir Room, where we are scraping the bottom of the barrel, man, with all these Glee topics. We have been recording for like over a year now, and we are probably nearing the very end. So come with us. Check it out. Check out the Choir Room in its last remaining podcasting days.
Aww.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Liana RHAP, on Twitch, twitch.tv/LianaIsm. I did a podcast with my big sister talking about Lego Masters. So we covered the premiere, and then we also did a second episode to cover episodes 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. So I would recommend checking those out. It's just us shooting the shit, having a good time, and talking a little bit about Legos.
Love that.
All right. It is almost the beginning of the month, which is a great time to become a patron of RHAP if you're interested in supporting all of the wonderful things that we do both on RHAP. Yeah, exactly. The ginger gif will play that, handing over the money. You can find more information about that program and all the benefits that come with being a patron at patreon.com/RHAP or robhasawebsite.com/Patreon. Leave your star ratings and reviews for us on iTunes, robhasawebsite.com/Drag Race. Thank you, Scott St. Pierre, behind the scenes, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.